Yo, what's up, everyone? This is episode 39 of the Blrd podcast. As always, we have Green Tuner.
Hello.
Creamcast.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Dark Side.
Yo, what's up, guys?
And myself, the Ed Underground Bay. How you guys doing?
Good.
I was
Good.
doing so much better until you said that shit. Like it's just I really hope that every week you forget about it and you give us the energy that you've moved on and matured. But nope, here it comes again every single time. The Bay.
Well, for the wrestling fans out there,
all two of you.
2 million, yeah.
Sure. Okay.
There was a big AEW event called Revolution, and it was probably the best pay-per-view in a long time. And one of the people on there, Adam Cole, Bay, went for the AEW title, and spoiler alert, he actually lost, but it was a good fight.
God, because if he had won, you would have been.
Well, on behalf of all the AEW fans that we have and Adam Cole, can you stop doing it? Because it's embarrassing him, and it's embarrassing all the fans of wrestling. Because I'm sure that
that's
they
probably why
deserve
he
better.
lost too.
Yeah,
They
we're not telling you to stop because it's annoying as hell. We're just telling you to stop because it's
to save his career.
Yeah, disrespectful. Frankly,
his career is pretty good.
Bad.
And for those who don't know, wrestling itself is big in Chicago. So it started in Chicago. Yeah.
Well, Chicago, outside of Illinois, Chicago is only a small portion of Illinois. There's a lot of country areas. So I'm not surprised that in the backwoods of Illinois that wrestling is really big. Actually, to be fair, I have watched some backyard wrestling recently, especially slap matches.
Slap matches.
Yeah. And there's I need to send a link to you guys. But I went down the YouTube rabbit hole of backyard country slap matches, and they're actually very entertaining. I know,
yeah, slap fighting or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I forgot the exact one. I definitely want to plug it because
I have no idea what you guys are talking
I've watched
about,
the international version of this with like the biggest Russian dudes I've ever seen.
I've seen that.
Going back and forth with that.
Is that the one where they hold on to something with one hand?
Yeah, that's what I watched.
And
they smack each other.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Russian and German guys I was watching
everywhere.
Yeah, they're fucking. These guys are fucking huge, and they'd be. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm a very tough guy. I used to be a very tough guy. Doing like sports and a lot of contact sports, especially. And I'm not gonna lie. When I used to do boxing, I could take a hit on the jaw, no problem. I never got knocked out or anything like that. But seeing these guys slap the shit out of each other, like I am so happy I'm not doing that because that seems like they actually are getting brain damage. When these guys
definitely.
These guys are getting concussions.
It is. Every time you get hit in the head, you get a micro concussion at least. So,
it makes it definitely indicative of people who have lack of options and skills and opportunities.
Or if
it's
you're
cruel
Russian.
in a way to watch it. Or if you're Russian and just have nothing to do.
Because those people are.
Yeah, it's just like a Saturday afternoon.
No, I watched the video of a guy doing like leg races, grabbing from a tree branch, while obviously in Russia, while another guy was punching him in the stomach in the snow, and a bear was shaking the tree.
I saw that. I
haven't seen this video. Send it, forward it to me.
And it's like, yes, the Russian people.
Yep.
I just a completely different kind of white person.
You got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do to pass the time, depending where you are.
If the Russians ever start a world war, I mean, they don't make men like that anymore. And
no,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared because if you're working out with a bear, I mean, how do you fight against that? I mean, you gotta fight fight a semi or something. I don't know. What's the level above fighting a bear or training with a bear?
A ninja turtle.
Exactly.
A ninja turtle, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe
like radioactive turtles. Sure, that like pizza, but I mean. Yeah, I've been going down that rabbit hole, and to back up what the Underground said, these backcountry areas that like wrestling and like slap boxing, this is very, very entertaining. And I'll send you guys some links, and we can both share in that experience together.
There's also professional pillow boxing, which is actually in the ring, but that's a whole different conversation.
I've seen that as well. There's professional pillow biting competitions as well.
Oh, Ed is a champion in that. He's the number one contender
he
for
went all
pillow
state
biting
one time, right?
He
went all state.
Yeah, he did the whole state.
He went to state.
Yeah.
He went. Actually, he
He
went.
got his Letterman jacket.
Join the Olympic team.
Yeah, I think he went national, didn't he?
Barcelona, right?
Yeah, he went against the whole world. He took on the whole world. He did not let go.
Him at 3-on-1, 4-on-1. What's still stopping?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
It's hey, I'll take on the whole world at the same time. All at the same time.
They call him the chasm.
I don't know what that is, but I'm assuming it's
You don't want.
You're a legend. You're the Michael Phelps of that specific category.
Yeah.
False.
Nobody's knocking you out. Nobody's knocking you out.
Knocking you.
But yeah. How other than that, how you guys been doing though?
Good, man.
It's been a good week. Last week, good week. Batman, AEW. A lot of content.
That's it. Those two things. That's a lot of content.
Those two things that.
Well, in the backwoods, there's not a lot to talk about, is there?
The backwoods.
The backwoods.
This is pillow biting training.
Out in the backwoods where you guys don't have a lot of entertainment, wrestling and watching a movie is a lot of entertainment for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not. I can't even hate on being around wrestling. The fact I used to like wrestling back when I was like 9. And
Wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, I've fallen out of love with it. But some of the biggest superstars
I have
now,
as well.
the biggest superstar right now, biggest action star. I mean, came from wrestling. I was watching The Rock.
I'll say two of them.
Yeah, he did. And John Cena's on top of the world at the moment.
Batista is also doing well.
Oh yeah, Batista.
Not at the level of the other two, but he's still.
He's doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. I mean, look at action movies or sci-fi movies. He's Guardians of the Galaxy and Dune. I mean, those were pretty big movies in their own right. And isn't Batista and he's going to be in Star Wars, isn't he?
That makes sense.
So?
Yeah, I think he was supposed to be in Star Wars. I think he teased it, and he was supposed to be in one of the new series. But I think he's supposed to be in it.
I think so.
Yeah,
I forgot as who, but yeah.
So a couple of wrestlers are really,
they made it and
grinding in it now.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, to be fair, it does. Even though we know wrestling is not real, Ed maybe does not know this.
The pain is real.
The pain is real. No, they do get really messed up, but it does take a good fair amount of acting.
The limo explosions are real.
Yeah, limo explosions are real. The Undertaker being buried until every WrestleMania
alive.
Or whatever.
Yeah. That's true.
That's real.
That's real.
Yeah.
He's actually dead. He's actually dead.
Came back to life several times.
So that's actually a real thing.
Yes.
But other than that, it does take a fair amount of acting. I'm not gonna lie, especially now, I enjoy John Cena. We talked about Peacemaker. The Rock. I mean, I think he is the highest paid action star at the moment, which is crazy to know where he came from. I was actually I was saying all that because I watched a documentary recently about him. I mean, he has his own show now, kind of outlining his whole life. But I ended up watching the documentary. And he's a very interesting guy, and his father as a wrestler was very interesting. Paving that way, so it's really cool. But
that whole family has almost quick acceptance into WWE. The lineage that The Rock comes from.
Rock, because his grandfather was a wrestler as well, I think.
Yeah, but a lot of that lineage is in the WWE.
Yeah.
No,
a lot.
Absolutely amazing. Man.
So, because the thing is, The Rock always makes it seem like he was barely being able to buy a sandwich to eat, but he had pretty good connections to make it into the WWE. So it's still, he still struggled, but it's not as bad as he makes it seem.
I think he struggled everywhere else but the WWE. I think
that was.
I think when he was playing football, he didn't make it into the NFL, and then do with the WWE. I mean, it's kind of like, hey, you're a big ass dude. What else you gonna do?
Yeah,
I mean, flip
your
burgers.
whole cousin, all your cousins are here.
Yeah,
why don't you come in too?
Yeah, might as well. So I mean, hey, I'm just happy it worked out for him. But enough talking about how cool the wrestling is, because then Ed's gonna come around thinking, oh man, he's gonna have a little chip on his shoulder, like, oh yeah, they actually like wrestling. Like, no, we don't actually like wrestling. We like.
I don't care if you like I don't care if you like wrestling or not. All you three, I'm still gonna like it regardless.
I like wrestling.
Hey, how about you suck it, Ed? How about you suck it? Yeah, suck it. Yeah. Anyhow, so we were talking about Star Wars, about Dave Bautista. One thing that recently came out in the news was the Obi-Wan trailer.
You're getting better at your segues.
I've always been good at it. Ed's the one that has been very shitty. Ed'd be like
golden segues.
No.
I mean, I will also tip my hat. You introduced 2 jumping off points for segues, and I made mental notes. I was like, these
very smooth.
Very smooth. Very smooth. He set it up very well. Hopefully, Ed Underground is taking notes on that one.
I had the best segues.
No. Too much talking, more note taking.
None could compare. They were golden.
Yeah.
But go on.
Golden shower.
All right. So yeah.
But okay,
still
so
shower.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan trailer.
Before we go to it, we got a comment already. I mean, Blrd podcast, we're blowing up, baby. One episode at a time. Cascade says, how are level 3 armor boys doing today? I don't know what that means.
Level 3 I'm sure he's talking about
armor boys.
Level 3 armor boys.
You gotta expound on that, Cascade.
Yeah, expound on that a little bit, because that sounds very derogatory.
Vaguely insulting.
Yeah. I don't know if
the fuck's that mean?
Yeah, level 3. The fuck. Anywho, let's talk about some Obi-Wan Kenobi, because screw that guy. Who wants to kick it off?
Yeah, no, it dropped today. And it was, I believe, it was today. Oh, wow. And it was on my anticipated list, so I've been looking forward to it. I know you guys have all been looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Not really.
Okay, except for Green Tutor, except we're all been looking to it. Green Tutor does not, but for the most part, I thought that I thought it looked pretty good. I think there's a lot of nostalgia with the music. They used the proper music,
yes,
that hasn't been used for some time in Star Wars, but has a very strong effect. Duel of the Fates, and then the other piece of music from the 3rd movie. But Obi-Wan himself, I was expecting. I mean, it's too early to tell. We're talking about a teaser here. Everything looked cool. I wanted him to be a little bit older. I guess more gray is what I was expecting.
It was
but I'm fine. I'm not complaining. That's what what I was thinking.
There was some gray there.
Yeah, but I guess he could go totally
more on the older side.
By the time in what are we talking about here? 10 more years, he will be totally like white gray.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just trying to I'd be like, okay, at this point he should be like, graying or something like that. So I guess there is a touch of gray in his hair. So he does look interesting.
Well, I actually did see the fight scene between Anakin and Obi-Wan, episode 3 last week, and his face back then compared to now, I think it's a big difference.
Well, I think it's natural. I think it's natural.
Yeah, I think
not just natural, but
Ewan McGregor has aged.
Yeah,
he ages like normal humans.
Yeah, but he's also got the gray in there. No, he doesn't have gray.
Lucasfilm was like, all right, we got to spend days on this. Like, what the hell? Yeah. They already aged him.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but Luke
more than a touch of gray.
Luke is what, 7, 10 maybe?
I don't know. I can't. We don't know. I mean,
we don't know the actual date.
It looked about 7.
Yeah, he's about
7 or 10 or between somewhere in there.
I think Obi-Wan looks good, age wise or whatever. I'm really hype about this because I've always liked the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan, Anakin, Darth Maul, Anakin, Palpatine, Obi-Wan himself. I always wanted to see an Obi-Wan TV series, and I'm glad it's being released this year. I think May 25th, I believe. So I'm very this is probably my most anticipated Star Wars what do you call it, TV show, streaming service of this year. It was
Obi-Wan?
Boba Fett. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Because Obi-Wan, I think, is
I would share that.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, for Star Wars for this year, unless I'm missing something.
I don't think
major
for Star Wars.
Okay,
for Star Wars, yeah, that's
I don't think anything else major is coming out. Because Mando's not coming out.
I think there might be another. Yeah, but I think that Cassian Andor series might come out this year too. So we might get that at the end of the year.
Until what, next year?
They're not even filming that yet. So
which one?
Yeah,
I'm saying the Cassian one is filmed, so it should be ready to go.
No, I thought they already started filming Ahsoka.
That's what I thought too.
Oh, maybe.
But
I don't think it'll be out this year.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be either. It'll come out either late this year, like December, or early next year for sure.
Early next year.
But I'm really looking forward to Obi-Wan because one of my favorite characters, if not the favorite character of Star Wars, is and always has been Anakin, aka also Darth Vader. Well, he's going to be Darth Vader mainly. So Hayden Christensen is going to be back as
Anakin is your favorite character?
Yeah.
In all of Star Wars.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. I'm not talking about Vader, I'm talking about Anakin. I know they're technically two, but
no, I know. I got you. That's why I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but I'm really hyped for seeing Hayden Christensen playing Vader in this series. I want to know how it's gonna go down. There could be a fight, there should be a fight, but we'll see. I
think a lot of the younger fans have like Anakin
as their favorite Star Wars character.
Well,
he's always I was always seeing him as too mopey and
same
much
here.
of a. He's too annoying. He's too annoying.
He's the Luke. Yeah. He's the Luke of the newer generation. So
newer generation likes. Yeah.
So if you're thinking of the Skywalker line, Luke is for us as Anakin is for them. So it kind of makes sense. No, I mean, in the sense of Anakin and how he turns into Darth Maul, I mean, is that cool? Darth Vader. Darth Vader. I don't want to say Darth Maul. I'm thinking Obi-Wan.
That's fine.
Darth
Maul.
Yeah, Darth Maul's the one with the black and red.
Yes.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Everybody makes mistakes.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
We don't jump all over people every time they make mistakes.
Yeah, this is not that kind of
this is the Blrd podcast
where we pick on a person.
Very inclusive. Thank you, guys.
Exactly. It's all about love.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
I hope, but I don't think we're going to see a Darth Maul.
Dark Maul? You bitch.
Yeah, exactly. What a fake fan.
Oh my god.
Fake fan. Dark Maul.
Fan.
Darth.
Fake fan.
I said Darth.
No, you said Dark Maul.
You said Dark.
Dark.
Cascade, what do you say? Put it in the chat.
Yep, put it in the chat. Let's verify that.
Take him down.
I would love to see a Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan, but I don't think that's going to happen because that already happened in what was it? It was one of the
3D or whatever.
One of the 3D cartoons, yeah. Clone Wars, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But it already happened. But I would love to see some kind of cameo of Darth Maul.
And we got confirmation. Ed did in fact say dark.
I said Darth.
I mean, hey,
Darth. Hey, Creamcast said Darth Maul instead of Darth Vader. I mean,
so
we're not talking about Creamcast.
I don't even recall that statement.
Did I actually say that? I don't know.
Sounds made up. Sounds made up.
No, I'm not gonna
Where's
lie.
the receipts?
Yeah, exactly. I did. The trailer itself looked really good. It looked very high quality. It honestly felt like watching a movie trailer, to be honest. Which is scary because we saw Book of Boba and everybody was like, "Oh my goodness, this looks so good!" And then we got the final.
I can't even remember the Book of Boba trailers. Were there trailers for that? I mean, I'm sure there were trailers.
There has to be.
I don't remember watching any of them.
But the thing is, we saw.
And if I did, I must have watched them and go, "Hey, this looks pretty damn good."
Well, I think we were all hyped up because first off, it's Boba.
I think it just came off Mando, so we're all just on Mando expectations.
Yeah, and we obviously did not like it. But no.
Well, they played it well because now your expectations is to be better than Boba.
I mean, you can't.
Well, no, they did play well in a way because they like put Mando episodes right in the middle of Boba, so it hyped up your level of Mando's quality, and it hypes you up for season 3 of Mando, which it did. Mm-hmm. And of course, the Obi-Wan thing is, like you said, is a setup for a more beloved character, so that automatically sets your. And I told you, the music they played is nostalgia bait, and they got me. They got me
too.
Yeah, it was like quality wise, that trailer was amazing. It looked great, and what scares me is that I don't think. I don't think they could. I don't think they could ever stoop down to Boba level again. I hope so. And I think that because Obi-Wan is going to have so many beloved characters that
do a little research on who's behind this series.
I'm not sure who it was, but it looked. I'm not gonna lie, it looked better than Mando, like cinematography wise.
It definitely. Remember, and one of my things when we watched Boba Fett was it felt like the Boba Fett was a leftover show. It was like pieces of set and value that they had left over.
It felt like a basic cable TV show.
Star Wars.
It felt like TNT. The syndicated set. They have sets and props. What can we do with this?
Yeah.
But Obi-Wan feels like definitely from the ground up, a built budget. I mean, you have Ewan McGregor. It's a high value property.
Hayden Christensen. They have what's his name too? They showed him for a second. It was really good.
Hayden Christensen is not the draw we think he is.
Oh, he's a draw. He's definitely
no.
Yeah.
He's right.
I'm talking about
it's
like
not the draw. No one is going. Everyone's
Hayden Christensen might be pulling the same amount of money as the guy who plays Boba Fett right now.
Nah, I won't say that.
I don't know about that.
No, but you're talking about the actor who played
Ewan McGregor commands more.
Ewan McGregor is at another level.
He's on another.
He commands way more money.
McGregor is still very much a star.
Yes,
and he brings more to the table too. So
absolutely, and people. I mean, the show's literally named Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, exactly.
It's not called Darth Vader or whatever. It's not the Anakin storyline. It's Obi-Wan. So
at Underground, I have some news. You may not like it.
It wasn't me. Go ahead.
Obi-Wan is the showrunner and director is a female. I'm sorry. You might not like the outcome.
I'm fine with that.
Who is it?
Calm down, at Underground, please.
Yes,
I'm fine with that.
It's like they gender swapped a male director. I don't
as long as there's no political whatever, then fine. The creator of Demon Slayer is a female, and Demon Slayer is my favorite anime of the past 2 years.
Does it mean it's a woman?
Huh?
Female, that's how you classify an animal.
Yeah,
Creator is a woman.
At Underground, shame on you.
What a sexist
shame on you.
We do not condone this at the Blurred podcast. We're very inclusive. Really quick.
Looks like just for note, like she directed 2 episodes of the Mando.
Ed, and we don't need you to tell me there's comments. I can see the comments. It's like there's I get it. Like we don't need to have to. You have to show me a visual representation. Exactly. What the hell's wrong with this guy? Goodness gracious.
I don't know.
Yeah. Ed, take that out of your mouth. You're so stupid. You're so stupid. Anyways, all right. So we got some comments in here talking about Cascade. I don't know where we found this guy at. It's okay. He said my dumbass was calling Darth Vader dark until I was 17. Well, Ed is like 39. So I mean,
I'm not 39.
He's super old.
Yeah, Cascade, you wouldn't do that now.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that now. I'm just saying.
That's it. That's it.
That was back.
The receipts. Creamcast said Darth Maul instead of Darth Vader.
But that's okay. But at least I got the Darth right. I got the Darth right.
You got that character completely wrong.
Hey, you better change your tone when you talk to me, boy.
You got the character completely wrong.
Listen here, boy. Black Girl's Hack says definitely was today old. Dude's name isn't Dark. I've been trying to get her to watch Star Wars for 11 years, and she refuses to watch anything Star Wars. If she hears either stars or wars in the name of the title, she blanks out. So she doesn't count. Cascade says we are animals. Shut up, Cascade. Black Girl's Hack says cute convo about being woke. Well, we're definitely woke.
I'm not woke.
Ed's definitely not woke. He hates
Ed's not woke. He's just a straight up racist.
Yeah, I'm not racist either.
Wow, just threw that in there too.
We can't say the R word on here. Remember?
No. We can say that R word. We can't.
I don't know
which R word.
The other R word.
We can't say the other one. No, we can't say that one.
No.
So Black Girl's Hack says Green Tuner has a new background and a hat. Who are you people? Yeah, I mean, Green Tuner, for anybody who listens to our podcast, you're definitely missing out. You should watch us live at twitch.tv/the Blurred Podcast. We do this weekly, every week. So when you're hearing us, we actually shoot it
That's
live.
what weekly means. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Thank you. Well, you know, there might be other people. There might be other people like Ed who be like, "Weekly, what is that?"
No.
But yeah, Green Tuner always has nice, nice backgrounds, always relevant to the conversation. So you guys are missing out. We can give you a visual representation of it, or audio representation of it, but it's not the same as a visual. So tune into us. So overall, how do you guys feel about Obi-Wan? Are you guys excited overall after seeing the trailer? Or
too soon to tell, but it has all the parts and pieces that could lead to a successful fun time.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hyped.
Okay, Green Tuner.
It's okay. I don't know.
Okay.
I like Star Wars, but I'm not like a big Star Wars homer. That's why I'm never like.
All right, you know what? We got to hype up Green Tuner here. So let's see what would hype up Green Tuner.
Oh, I got an idea. So backgrounds. Okay, never mind. I was going to transition to something else.
No, see, fucking Butcher my segue to start his own segue and then fucking abandon that segue. What the fuck is going on here?
I was going to transition into this.
Go ahead.
Something else. All right.
Yeah, go ahead and transition it. No,
it's
out of control at this point.
He was literally transitioning. He had the perfect transition.
Yikes. And you had to stick your.
It was relevant. It was relevant to what I just said. And then you just no, wait. Let me just fuck the whole thing up. Go ahead, Ed. Go ahead.
I think your braids are too tight. It's drawing the blood away from your brain.
No.
Go ahead, Ed. Go ahead.
Anyways, Creamcast, how you mentioned that your significant other is not a big fan of Star Wars. For one, it might be too boring or whatever, or too long or whatever. So, speaking about series or movies being too long.
No, well, hold on now.
What?
Where are you transitioning?
Where
is this going?
Into a 3-hour movie.
Okay, wait. Hold on. We're trying to transition.
That's why I said hold on.
He missed the obvious.
I know.
You missed the obvious cue.
He's trying to go.
Anyways,
I was gonna let you go ahead and do your transition because I thought that you got the cue that we were going to do a transition.
Yeah, I got that cue.
Green Tuner's background.
But that's when that stops.
But you still kept going. Like I gave you an opportunity to redeem yourself, and you still messed up.
And I've been redeemed.
Even in the chat, Black Girls Hack is talking about speaking of peacemaker. And it's like that's a horrible transition. That's what you do in your transitions.
I do that on purpose.
Oh my god,
Dark Side.
It's still golden.
My goodness! All right, let's salvage.
Yeah, so gold.
Yeah, Dark Side. Please.
So it's transitioning to your background there with the turtles. There's a state of play. The PlayStation State of Play dropped also today. And there's a couple notable things on there. Mostly it's not worth talking about, I feel, except for one awesome and radical thing, which was the Cowabunga collection.
Yes.
What does anyone have the list of games available?
Well, I know one in particular. It's the fighting game.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
The Tournament Fighters or whatever it is.
Tournament Fighter. Yeah. But there's the arcade game, the NES one, the obviously the best one, Turtles in Time, is on here.
Turtles
in Time. But Manhattan Project is probably on here, which is Turtles 3 on NES. And then there's a variety of other ones. You guys have a lot of memories. This is pure and simple. All of my childhood. I was all Turtles when I was a kid. Same.
There was nothing better than if you were in the arcade jumping onto the Turtles machine.
Absolutely.
Because you knew that people were going to join.
Yep.
And you were just going to try to beat as many levels as you could.
Yep.
I made so many like fun memories of like playing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember Teenage the beat 'em up brawlers, of course, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Tournament Fighters was such a slick fighting game back in the day. It was what everything that like Street Fighter could have been at the time. It was smooth graphics, smooth fighting. I just really enjoyed it back in the day. And the fact that they had such a great roster back in the day the Turtles is just Turtles, but they had such a great fighting roster. It made the game feel fun, exciting. It didn't feel like the same boring old thing. Because, back in the day, a lot of fighters were coming out that just turned out to be shit, weren't good at all. But it was a refreshing take.
Do you guys ever play Star Wars Masters of Terrascasi?
Oh, jeez. No, but I've seen it.
Yeah, the Star Wars fighting game.
Oh yeah,
that was
I do
bad.
remember that.
I played the demo on PlayStation several times when I was a kid. It was horrible, absolutely horrible.
But to be fair, the Super Nintendo games of Star Wars were really fun.
Yeah.
They were ridiculous.
Super Star Wars,
They were
Super
ridiculously
Empire,
hard.
and
Yeah.
Super Star Wars.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I
Very
died so
hard.
many times just in that first level.
it was absolutely horrible to play as a kid because it was ridiculously
The
hard.
graphics were amazing though.
Graphics were amazing, and
Yeah.
it was really cool. I mean, they had different levels where you could play as like a TIE fighter in some of them, or something like that, or an X-wing. It was really cool, just like the different things you could do. So
that was a fun trope of when we were kids. I don't even know if that's a lot of properties when we were kids. At some point, they said, screw it, let's make a fighting game. I feel like there's tons of, like, every franchise, like Power Rangers had a fighting game.
Yes.
Turtles had a fighting game.
Yep.
Obviously, Marvel, they threw Marvel at Capcom and made that a fighting game.
Yep.
Everything that could possibly fight each other was fighting each other. And I think it was all based off of Street Fighter's popularity, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat combination, at the time.
Yeah.
The 90s trend.
Probably the best fighting game, like in my youth, that I just loved was Marvel versus Capcom 2.
Oh, yes.
I adored that game. It was so slick, so good. The graphics were amazing.
Let me ask you guys, back in the day, because you guys are more fighting heads than I am, the fighting fans. Was there a DC Comics back in the day? Did they try? What was that called?
Yeah.
It had Batman,
it was for
Superman,
Super Nintendo. Wonder Woman, Flash.
Wonder Woman.
They were fighting each other?
Green Lantern,
Aquaman.
I remember that.
Dark Side.
What was it called?
I forgot, but I did.
Oh, okay.
I actually played it recently.
You did?
On my
Emulation?
Xbox. Yes.
Oh.
I forgot what it's called, but
it's not good.
Wow.
It's
not good.
It's not.
The only good fighting game for DC is like Injustice or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Interesting. I was just thinking of all the trends, like so the fighting game trend that predominated the 90s.
DC did have it.
Yeah.
The character sprites look pretty clumsy.
Okay.
Like they were like
on the level of
wide.
like Maximum Carnage, or they did not look as good. Because I feel the Maximum Carnage sprites were beautiful.
Oh yeah, the Maximum.
No. Maximum Carnage had better.
So
sprites
that's my scale as far as like.
No. Yeah, worse than.
Okay, it's way worse.
Or maybe it's my memory that's tainted, but I do remember the graphics.
All right.
weren't
I'll have
great.
to do some hot research here, but I mean, you got me intrigued.
This DC game, it was an acquired taste. You either liked the art style, or you didn't. Oddly enough, I was playing the Turtles fighting game a few weeks ago.
The turtle fighting game?
Yeah.
Which one?
Okay.
The emulation of it. But I was playing it a few weeks ago.
Well, boys, I mean, the Cowabunga collection is coming, and I would love to, hopefully it has co-op.
Yeah.
That's
I would
what I
love
was
to.
gonna say.
There's 4 turtles. There's 4 of us. I mean,
let's co-op.
That's God. That's essentially God speaking directly to us.
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean,
cannot any clearer than that. That 1, there is a God, and 2, he wants us to play turtles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. It was called Justice League Task Force.
Okay. Weird. I don't have no memories of this either.
Yeah, I don't remember this either.
I feel like I would have tore this off the
shelf,
Blockbuster shelf. And
I remember it because they had it. I remember how, like, in comics, you used to have like ad pages.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the games that was in a lot of ad pages of DC.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't remember this at all.
Cool.
It's not good. It's not good.
It's not good, but it did have my favorite version of Superman, which is mullet Superman.
Yes, it did have mullet.
Okay, it was right around the time period then. Okay.
Cool. I don't remember that. I think I was back in the day. I was really big into like more.
Isn't that weird?
And so forth.
That like the 90s, there was a fighting game of everything, and then the 2000s, there was a kart racer of everything.
Still is.
Yes.
Well, I mean, remember, still is. Now it's more nostalgia from the 2000s. But in the 2000s, like every damn thing had a kart racer. And then in the 90s, everything had a fighting like type of game. What is it this time? Now it's like, I think Smash Brothers is the thing everyone copies now.
Yeah, everybody wants to have a brawler.
Or Battle Royale or something.
Yeah, that's the big thing with these kids now.
Interesting.
I just found out a few weeks ago.
These damn kids.
Wait, what?
I said it's interesting that Underground loves them all.
Loves what?
brawlers and all brawlers and all battle royales. I mean,
No,
you are the
I'm
Fortnite
just
expert.
no, I'm not actually.
Yeah, well, we seen you play. We know.
I haven't played
actually.
Fortnite in a while actually. I've been so deep into Halo. But I found out a few weeks ago that I found I found out a few weeks ago that there's a Super Smash Brothers clone made by Warner Brothers with Batman, Superman, and other like Warner Brothers characters in it.
Like SpongeBob, because I've seen this.
No, that's Nickelodeon, but this one is
it's a Nickelodeon brawler.
Yeah, but this one is like
yeah. I know what you're talking. Yeah, it's new. I saw this a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
So is it out or is it coming out?
It's out. I think it's
been out. It's been out for over a year, I think. And
really?
Bugs Bunny's in it. And,
Bugs Bunny. So you can have Bugs Bunny fight Superman and Batman.
Yeah.
Wow, that must be.
I'm not going to play it. I might play it.
That's the current trend.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Smash Bros. Is done. So
for now, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I won't be surprised if Smash Brothers come back and make a comeback for sure. Especially as brawlers are getting more and more popular. So
you know what else is a brawler? Go on.
Go ahead.
Go for it. Let's hear it.
Don't you want to hear it?
Yeah, just go ahead.
You know what else is a brawler?
What?
Batman.
Okay.
All
right.
This just gets worse every time.
Wow, what a clumsy way to bring us into our finale week of Batman History Month.
Well, before we do that, I kind of want some good some screen time, some audio time for our audio listeners. I have a very special treat for you guys.
No. No. We don't have time for this.
Yeah, so
we're tight on a budget. We're like time frame here.
Yeah,
for 45 minutes in.
I mean, we work for free, so we don't really have a budget. And
unless you've got a Batman show in there, we don't need to.
So,
God damn it!
I feel like there's I'm itching for something right now. And Black Girls did say something about this, about how it had ruined the flow of the show. So if I'm gonna just go ahead and mess it up all the way and just completely just fuck it up, I might as well talk about Sneaker Corner, but it's not actual sneakers. I actually did, just for our audio listeners and for people tuning into the podcast. Usually, sometimes I spoil it. I show them in advance, like show the guys in advance what the shoe is, just because I'm hyped about it and whatnot. But this time, I didn't show anybody what the shoe was. Only person that's seen the shoe has been my wife. But other than that, no one else knows that I have this shoe. It's been
I feel so sorry for her.
Yeah, she actually. The funny thing is, she actually liked the shoe. I actually had her try it on. She was like, "I actually like the shoe." Yes, the shoes. I'm going to. Black Girls Hack saying, "No, not the shoes," but no, I'm going to show the shoes. I don't give a damn what nobody says. But the thing is, it's not a shoe.
Stiletto heels.
It's a
chancla.
Slides.
Oh, slide.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a chancla.
It is
It's a chancla.
The Yeezy slide. It is one of the hardest things to get for retail ever. I mean, you guys look at it. What's the first thing you think about the slide?
It looks simple.
I'm gonna be dumb enough to buy this.
This is what people call the prison shoe. So this is like a prison shoe, blah blah. They're
what?
Yeah, these are just basic ass like shoes. At one point, they were widely copied, where you could buy them at gas stations. Same thing like the foam runners. They were making fake version of these everywhere. You could get them at gas stations. You can get them everywhere. And it was it was just a basic shoe. How much do you think this shoe goes for retail?
I would say 40
retail,
bucks, but
retail.
Knowing it's
80, probably.
Okay. So we got 80, we got 40.
Yeah.
I would say 40, but knowing it's Kanye or whatever his name is now.
Retail, right?
200.
Not the markup.
Yeah, retail.
Okay.
200.
Okay, so we got 200, we got 80, we got Dark Side. What do you think?
I hope it's not 200.
You said 200. You said 80.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know, $150.
$70. These shoes are $70.
Yeah.
These basic.
Who said
80?
Shoes. Who said 80?
Yeah. Green Tuner. He said 80.
All right, that's pretty close.
Yes, we're actually pretty close.
He knows a chocolate when he sees one.
How much? You're an asshole. How much do you think these resale for? Because these are hard to get. You can't just buy
resale.
Them. Resale. How much do you think they cost resale?
200.
600.
500.
You keep changing the numbers. Pick a number.
I know. 500.
As soon as he hears other people.
Okay, so 500.
600.
600. Dark Side. What do you think?
I don't know. He said 500. He said 600. 550. I don't know.
And this is like Price is Right. You know, this is kind of like just step on down. Cascade says 140. Black Girls Hack says Dark Side asked them, do they fit?
They don't fit you?
They don't fit me. These are size 12.
What?
These are size 12. These don't fit me. I got fat feet. And they say they run small. They do run small.
You need like wide? You need like wider, or you need...
Well, see, the thing is, like my feet at the top right here, like my feet don't actually like I had to force my foot in there, and it's not really comfortable. And they do run small, so I need to get a 13.
All right.
So Black Girls Hack says that you should shame me for my feet size. Apparently, you know we're gonna ban her. She doesn't need to talk.
Just need to like she keeps what's it called? Coat your feet in Crisco before you put on.
I should lather my feet in like some Crisco, some lard, and just slide them in, and it'll be just perfect. Cascade says 140. They actually resell for $300, so that's not too bad. $300 based on what you
that's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all.
The fact is so stupid.
Basically, almost the price of a PlayStation.
Yeah,
it's not bad at all.
Yeah, you could buy a disc version PlayStation or a disc version Xbox X Series S, and you can wear a single form slide. And people are willing to pay this. This is a new colorway that just came out. It's a black slide for our audio listeners. So if you look up Yeezy Slide, look up the Onyx colorway, which is just black. And people are willing to pay $300 for them. And it blows my mind. And so my wife was like, "Hey, are you going to keep them?" And I'm like, "Hell no. Why? If you could buy something for $70 and flip it immediately for $300, why wouldn't you?" So it was just an interesting shoe. Like, I can't believe people go crazy about this shoe, but they're very comfortable apparently. I tried them on. They're okay, but my wife actually I thought she was gonna shit on them. She has the same idea of like Dark Side. She hates Sneaker Corner in the sense of, because she's my personal sneaker corner. I go in there, I'm like, baby, guess what? She like, let me guess, she got some more sneakers.
I feel her pain.
Yeah, she's like, my name is Eric. I got sneakers. This time, guess what? They're black, not blue. So I was like, try these on because I'm gonna sell them. She tried them on and she's like, oh, I actually like these. I was kind of taken aback. It's kind of like what you would say, Dark Side. If you like, when you say you like shoes, like, I don't care what Green Tuner says. I don't care what Ed says about shoes. But if I get your approval on the shoe, I feel like I made it. Like, I can't sell the shoe at that point. So, like, if you like the shoe, I'm like, I have to keep the shoe at that point. So that's how I value your opinion.
Just say you like it, so he's stuck with a shoe that doesn't fit him.
He's an asshole. He's like, those are the best shoes. I'm like, these are a size 8. I love them. You should keep them. Put your feet in it. Lather them up. But that's a shoe though. So
it seems like a very lazy design, to be honest.
Don't talk about Kanye.
No kidding.
He's a genius. All right.
Yeah, all right. By genius, you mean manic depressive.
Leave him alone.
He's talking about cutting someone's head off.
How dare you talk about our future president that way?
Yeah, exactly. When he becomes president, I am going to write him and be like, if this guy Green Tuner said you're going through manic depression and you're a weirdo for wanting to kill your wife.
He shows up at your house or in your bushes or whatever.
My wife, like, Black Girls Hack really wants you to say you like them so that I can't sell them because she wants to keep them. So what's Dark Side? What's your verdict?
You should definitely give them to your wife. Let her decide.
Boom.
Yeah, there you go. That's the official verdict.
Decided.
It's on video.
Yeah, it's on video. It's legal.
That's what it is.
So I have to give her a shoe.
It's prison chic.
Prison chic.
That's what I'm just repeating what she's
okay.
Yeah.
It is person chic.
Person chic. Okay, I was like, that's really profound coming from the national pillow biter, national champion pillow biter.
Where do you think he refined his skills? In prison, of course.
In prison, of course.
Wow.
Yeah. So, talking about, now we're getting past the slides now. Ed,
right.
Do you want to do your transition now to the Batman?
I need something to transition it from.
Okay.
How about my hat or my shirt or the episode?
Oh, so yeah, Darkseid. That's a good hat right there. You know what it reminds me of? A wonderful 3-hour, exquisite. What's that phrase you always say? Extraordinary? Nah, what is it called?
Quintessential.
The quintessential DC movie of 2022. The Batman.
That was really
finally got here.
Yeah, that was
good lord. That was painful.
That was really painful.
It was painful.
Let's see, Black girls.
Anyways,
Peacemaker. Like,
Peacemaker.
No, you just need to just go into your bedroom or go into your bathroom, look at yourself in the mirror, and just practice transitions
and say you're awesome.
Yes. You need to do something because these transitions are getting worse. I thought they couldn't get
That's
worse.
That's the point.
No, but before you were doing it, you were doing it on purpose before. This is the true Ed Underground. This is how you talk in life. Just horrible transitions. So, anyways,
on purpose, but go ahead.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, whatever. We know you, Ed. The Batman. Matt Reeves' Batman has been finally released. This is the final week of Batman History Month, even though it's something
years of anticipation.
It's not, but Batman History Month, we actually didn't do it within the month of February like we were supposed to. I blame the Ed Underground for that.
False.
I don't know. He somehow screwed it up.
You did something. Yeah.
You did something, Ed, and you messed it up. I don't know what
we
you did.
don't know yet, but you did something.
You did it, damn it. But yeah, this has been a movie that's been anticipated for many years now. Coming off the heels of Batman v Superman, Justice League, and so forth. We were looking towards a Batfleck movie at one point before this, and it got scrapped. Instead we got the Flashpoint movie with Batman references back to Michael Keaton's Batman and so forth. But it's been a long while since we've had a standalone Batman movie. Last one was The Dark Knight Rises, or live action standalone Batman movie, Dark Knight Rises. So it's finally out, and wow, what a movie that was. Since Darkseid, since you're the one wearing all the Batman gear, looking like a.
Since you're the
I'm barely a fan.
Barely a fan. That's what I'm saying. I was like, I don't know why you're wearing that. You know nothing about Batman or anything dealing with the Dark Knight, but here you are,
poser,
being a fake fan like Ed all the time.
I'm not a fake fan, but go on.
I did go with Ed Underground
to
see the movie in IMAX.
Yeah, please tell us about the experience.
Excruciating. It was excruciating.
The movie wasn't excruciating.
No, I'm talking about the experience.
I know you're talking. The movie was great.
You're welcome. We could get to that. I guess. What were your thoughts? What was everyone's thoughts? Real quick, we go around here. Do you like it? Did you not like it? Then we'll get into the nitty gritty. I'm just gonna go ahead and say I liked it. It's competing for me. On the top, it had a lot of stuff that I wanted out of a Batman movie. It did a lot of things right. And it's just competing with the best of the best right now. So there's a lot of inner conflict going on in this hat right now. So I did like it. I enjoyed it. That was my takeaway. But yeah, I have a lot to talk about. But I wanted you guys just quick. Where do we stand here?
So I got a lot to talk about it too. But I'm going to say how I feel about it. Then you guys go. I did not like it. I loved it. So there's a lot to talk about, but I'll let you two go ahead and say your.
I really liked it. It was nice to see Detective Batman for once, and a lot of Hush influences, which is right up my alley.
See, exactly what I said.
No, you were butchering things left and right, but
I don't even know where this is going. Okay.
Put a pin in. There was a lot of stuff here.
All right, so
it's kind of surprising. Green
Can you
Tuner
guys let
was
Creamcast
usually
say
the
his piece?
harshest critic, so I'm very surprised about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't let me down, Creamcast. You got to be the one to hate this thing.
Okay. All right. Are we gonna be honest?
You've been positioned.
Honest.
Are we gonna be honest? Because I feel like you guys are just extreme fanboys.
No. What? No.
I was highly critical before walking into this movie.
I went in like this. I went in like this better be good.
I saw him.
I can believe that with Darkseid. I can see him just pouting the entire way there, like, man, I'm gonna write a nasty review on Rotten Tomatoes.
But Darkseid has never walked out of a Batman movie.
He hasn't. He actually sat through all Batman.
I would never do that.
Yeah,
maybe I'm more critical than Darkseid.
Disrespectful to the Batman.
But I thought it was okay. I didn't absolutely love it. I didn't absolutely hate it. I thought it was okay. I would say it's a good movie. I think it was definitely overhyped.
Are you trolling right now?
No, he's serious.
Yeah,
Okay.
Let him have his opinion.
Yeah, let me have my opinion.
I'm glad, because I didn't want us to have four like, oh, we all loved it, and I think we have some different differentiating scales here. So
I also
very interesting.
I will bring up there are a few people that I know that did not like it, and I'll say why later. But go ahead.
Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. If I had to give a quick scoring of it, I would say.
Well, let's say the score for the.
I'll say the score, but I would say it is not. And see, the thing is, even though if I give it a low score, I do put it up there with the best Batman movies for sure. It's a movie that I think that I gave it a little bit of disservice only because I came in there a little tired. It's not. It wasn't what I expected, but it was still good. I'll just say that. I think throughout all the acts, I think if the last act would have been better, in my opinion. I think there's certain things that could have been better. I think that movie would have catapulted it to the next level. But I think because of the last act, I think it kind of killed me in that regard. Really quick.
What did you guys? Good.
Really quick. So we have a Cascade over here. I'm gonna ignore Black Girl's hack because she says hashtag Team Jacob. Wrong movie. Only Team Edward. We only like shiny vampire bats.
Team Edward.
No, shut up. You made that joke before.
I know. I'm gonna do it again.
I listened to it, and I was still confused. Even though I had lived the experience, the experience. Green Tuner does the he does the editing for the podcast for the audio. I felt bad for him. Like I was gonna call him up and be like, "Hey, bro. Do you need some support right now?" Because I listened to it and I was pissed because I still did not understand what he was saying. And even though I was mad at myself in that episode because I acted like I could agree, like I understood what he said, and I was mad at myself, like, what the fuck did you say that dumb shit? You don't know what the hell he said. And even now that you just said it, it just pissed me off again. Cascade says the Batman had cured my erectile dysfunction. That's great. Hey, that's great for you. You don't have to keep.
It can do that.
It
can do that.
Yeah, you don't have to buy.
Everyone has a movie that does that for them. For me, it was Schindler's List, but
Yikes. All right, let's just smoothly transition away from that one.
That one's gonna
in my mind, you had a series of other possibilities where we could smoothly move in other directions. Man, he hit that wall hard as possible. It's like a dead end right there.
The Green Tuner speaks for himself and only himself.
Yikes.
I represent all the opinions.
I speak for the Blrd podcast and only the Blrd podcast.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah,
go ahead, Darkseid. So let's talk about the Batman. And let's talk.
Okay. So those of us who liked it, I wanted to talk about what do we like? What did this Batman do? So we've had a gothic Batman. We've had the campy Batman. We've had the hyper-sexualized version of Batman. We've had the grounded Nolan verse of the
cinematic,
Batman.
crime drama
Batman. Would you categorize this? And you kind of said it best when you said the detective.
If you read Batman the comic books,
Batman is a detective, and we really they touched on it lightly in the Nolan movies, but not to the extent where he's right at the get-go in the crime scene. He's right there
gathering
looking at the evidence. Exactly. Making his own deductions and like his whole thought process and and the Riddler is the best kind of adversary for him to kind of
when it comes to murder mystery and things like that. It
murder
is
mystery
best,
and like solving a crime that has like clues and so they definitely brought that element to that's new to the Batman cinematic universe. I think the biggest striking thing is, and I hate people when people say that the city is a character or like that. I
said that.
Yeah, that's why I said I hate it when people say that.
Wow. Just admit it, you love it.
Yeah, because there's so many times when you watch a movie and there's like, oh, Chicago was the main character in the movie, or New York City was the main character. It's so like it's just the thing in reviews. You hear it all the time. But anyways, for the context of this movie, you're not wrong. In the context of this movie, Gotham City has never been more dismal, hopeless,
gritty,
chaotic,
dirty.
No, gritty. Yeah, dirty is the word.
Dirty.
We've seen gritty. Clean.
Yeah,
gritty's too clean now. Yeah. This is a hopeless situation on a level that we have never seen properly. Not even the only thing that comes close to this is the comic books. Not even the animated series was as hopeless as this movie is. Because at the end of this movie, you do see a transition from Batman. Batman does have an arc in this movie. That's a very interesting arc. And it's an incomplete arc, which I'm very excited to see the rest of his development. But where he starts and where he ends, and where the city starts and where the city ends, are two completely different things. And he's arrived at the point where he could try to fix, he wants to fix the problem from a different perspective. But the city is just such a
hopeless place. It is
hopelessly depressing place. And the Matt Reeves captured that. So this is
you felt it
environment that creates a vigilante.
Yes.
This is it. So where I love Nolan, his universe, and I mean, it's gritty in a different way. It's gritty in a hyper realistic way. But if you showed me like of the two, which is the most probable possibility to lead to a man running around in a suit, and just beating the heck out of people, this is it. This is the environment you create that in. The crime around every corner, right from the get-go. Like, what do you guys think?
Oh, I loved it. And like I was saying earlier, the moment you see the city, it just sets the tone for the whole movie. I don't think there's one joke in the movie at all compared to like every other Batman movie we've seen. There's always been like a hint of a joke or whatever. There hasn't been one joke in this movie. It's just has that same dirty, depressing tone. And every time you see someone doing crime, and then you see the bat signal turn on, the warning signal, and then you see the people creating crime looking into the shadows. You see and you sense the fear from those characters, from those criminals, just looking into the shadows. The tone is, in my opinion, the tone is amazing. It's better. I'm not saying this is better than Dark Knight, but I think the tone is better than Dark Knight. It just sets that atmosphere correctly. And the moment that Batman, you don't even see Batman yet, but you hear the footsteps in the shadows, and then you see him slowly pop out the shadows. I'm like, dang, this is freaking awesome. The only thing that I can compare this to, not the comic books, definitely not the movies, not the animated series, but the only thing I could think of is the Arkham City video game. That's what it felt like to me. That same like dirty, always raining. You never see daylight, gritty tone.
Yeah, the raining. I love the raining.
Yeah.
I love, like we talked about, it's kind of a joke now on this podcast that I like the Christmas Eve setting of certain things.
Yeah.
I know you guys look, I have a type and I have a thing that I like. There's a certain element I like about it. I like the superhero stories that take place around like in snow or in rain, because it's unusual. You know what I mean? It's something that you don't see all the time. Like the last scene of Spider-Man. What was the last movie called?
No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Oh yeah, No Way Home.
No Way Home. Yeah.
No Way Home, where he's swinging around, but it's snowing. We've never seen Spider-Man in like snow, and it's New York City. It's a major part of that city's, like in comic books, I see it all the time. But and that ending scene was so cool for me. Batman Returns took place around Christmas. I think that everyone goes for that summer clean environment where if you introduce rain, if you introduce snow, it just makes things more, I don't know, like lived in.
The texture, the more lively, I guess.
Adds an ambiance to it where it's
alive.
The lighting, the reflection. It's like so many things you have to account
it's
for.
It's not a soundstage. It's like it feels like it's outdoors somewhere.
Yeah. There's so many things like when you think of like real life, you think of a setting. You don't think of everything being dry, clean, and so forth. Now in a movie, they stay away from rain because it can be a nightmare to shoot in. But with this, they were just showing the gritty side of Gotham. I can see what you're saying. Yeah, adds more character to the clean Gotham and allows you to really take in like they have dry weather, cold weather, wet. It's
not ideal circumstances, not ideal weather, and it's just like it just adds another level of just being different, I think. So anyways, in the Batman, I did appreciate all those little subtle touches, how like seeing the camera and the level in which all the activities happening is really like into the city. You have to go into the kind of like the lowest parts of the slums. And this is where Batman is operating. This is where these gangs are operating. And the city doesn't get, And do we see any nicer parts of Gotham City? We do. Where they have that funeral scene and stuff like that. It barely looks even better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't look that much better. Yeah.
This looks like New York City in the 80s and the 70s before it got cleaned up. So I think that was probably a big inspiration. So it's not as where Nolan's Chicago is. Nolan's Chicago is clean. It's it has crime, but it's not to the point that this city is so crime ridden.
You can walk outside and see the same thing you see in a Nolan movie, basically, at nighttime.
Yeah, Nolan movie is pretty much Chicago. You go around Chicago right now, and it looks, for the most part, with its crime, probably around the same statistics. I don't know. We don't have homicidal clowns running around, but I think that the one thing that this movie nailed, so I don't like the idea of a city being a character, but this movie definitely nailed the idea of Gotham City is a character unique to itself.
One thing that I really appreciated in the beginning, I thought they were going to do an origin story. When we see, was it Riddler looking through the telescope or whatever, and looking at a kid in red, fighting his dad or whatever, fighting his dad.
Oh yeah, it was misleading. Yeah, that was pretty good. That didn't rehash the story again.
Yeah, I'm so glad they didn't do an origin story. I really enjoyed that they didn't do an origin story because I really don't want to sit down and go through another, this is how he became Batman, blah, blah, blah. They did the opposite. He's in year 2 and he's still figuring things out. But I like that we get to see him in the midst of that transition, that he's still figuring things out. He's got some things down. He's got the fear into the criminal's mindset. That's all down. He's got the suit down, but he's still figuring things out as to be a Batman. He's not in his prime.
It's like a trend, I think, just like with the Spider-Man movies, where like reimagining the origin story, how to tell that story and not go back over what people have become used to seeing. Like, I think the last Spider-Man trilogy, when it's presented in its final form, you have a real appreciation for his journey to becoming the Spider-Man we know and love. And I hope we're looking at something similar for Batman. There are aspects of the final Batman we see here, but he's definitely not complete. Bruce Wayne, nowhere near where Bruce Wayne will end up being when he's used to his proper
billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne.
His persona that he puts on.
Yeah, like the best use of Bruce Wayne that he can find, that he hasn't clearly taken advantage of that. He's leaning heavily into the vengeance side and the brutality side. I love that lesson he learns with the final Riddler villain. He asks him, "Who are you?" And he says, "I'm vengeance." So all these like moments that it's clicking in people's minds that, when you're watching it, that this is a developing Batman. This is a developing story. He's learning from his mistakes. He's getting his ass kicked physically, mentally. all throughout the story.
Yeah.
But you know what? Go ahead. You guys, Creamcast, Green Tuner, what do you guys think?
Go ahead, Green Tuner.
No, it was good. I also enjoyed that he relied on gadgets. It's been a while when I seen him actually use his arsenal of gadgets to
Simple
accomplish
gadgets
things.
too.
Yeah, simple gadgets. I can see why some people wouldn't like it because it is kind of a slow burn. It's not the usual Batman story that you're used to. Mm-hmm. You really have to like follow a lot of discovery. Yes. And if you're not, and most people are not expecting that when they go watch a Batman movie. Yeah. So I can see why that would turn off people. The action scenes were really good. I did like the physical weight that they gave Batman on his outfit. So when he would, like Ed said, when he would walk, you could hear like spurs or whatever he would attach to his suit to kind of announce his presence and make him sound more menacing. Yeah, I liked him. It was really cool. What's it called? The Riddler was good too, but I wasn't really sold 100% on the Riddler.
Yeah, I'll agree.
I see that.
Yeah, like it's cool, but they tried to make him super deranged, which I'm not really a fan of when it comes to the Riddler. The Riddler has his wits about him. Usually, he's not so lost out there mentally he
was the best when he was, that scene where he's when he's in prison and he's speaking to Batman through the glass.
Yeah,
and he's they're talking about how everything, the plan, and
and he's messing with him with the whole.
But you see the full scope of him,
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. Well, you see the full scope of his plan, where he comes from, his his origins and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that was, I think, the best Riddler, right? There. I was not a fan of the
Jim Carrey.
Well, no, there was not a lot of Jim Carrey.
About like the mask one where he's like filming himself and shaking the phone.
Yeah,
and everything's like I've seen it done before.
Yeah,
it's not, and that's usually not the MO of the Riddler. Like even if it was Hush was very silent. He wasn't really, when he had the Hush persona, he wasn't like going out there and making a big statement. Yeah, it was just Hush.
Yeah, that's part of the Riddler's the entire time. That's also part of the Riddler's persona. He's very he wants to be seen type thing, like playing the Arkham games and looking at the animated series. Like he wants to be seen. Who's calling me? Go on. Someone's calling me.
All right.
I put it on focus.
All right.
No, I get it. He is, but I'm just saying in regards to they can't have that kind of Riddler that you're talking about, Ed, in this movie. So I can see why people wouldn't like it. Like I said, personally, I thought it was a good villain. Not my favorite villain. I wasn't a fan of how it was portrayed. And then Catwoman. Very weak Catwoman. It was better, I think, than the Catwoman we had last, but it's still a very weak portrayal of Catwoman.
I think on the last episode I said there was no Catwoman that reached my level of satisfaction in live action, even though I like the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. Yeah. I'm still going to say that because she's good. Zoe Kravitz, I see her as also a developing character too. She's also trying to find where she falls into place and everything. And I like that she's gone off to Bloodhaven to find out her, like she's given up. But of course she'll be back.
Of course.
So
yeah. So maybe I know that they're trying to make it realistic, and that's why she's wearing like a cut off ski mask.
I hated the idea of that, but when I saw it in motion, I liked it more. Obviously, I don't want her to keep that, but I liked it initially.
I didn't like it. No. I mean, if you have a movie where you have a guy with a bat suit with pointy ears and all this crazy shit, take liberties to make an interesting Catwoman outfit.
Yeah, but she's not Catwoman yet.
I know.
She's just a burglar.
She's a cat burglar.
Fine, cat burglar, whatever. But same thing with the Nolan movies, that version of Catwoman. I just want an actual costume Catwoman, because I'm not when I go there, I'm not trying to watch a like a crime story or something. I'm trying to watch a hero movie, a fantasy movie.
Yeah.
Well, you're definitely watching the wrong movie, because it was a crime story.
No, it was
very much.
Yeah, but
and it's the type of crime story I'd want.
It's the type of crime story you want, but it's still a Batman. It's still a superhero movie.
Sure. It is. It's a superhero movie in its own subcategory of Batman. Type of David Fincher-esque crime mystery.
Yeah, but there's a difference between like a Scorsese crime movie, where I already have the mindset of what I'm going to watch, and another one where a guy decides to, dress up like a bat and fight criminals.
Yeah,
I do understand what you're saying about Catwoman, but I wasn't a big fan of her. What is it? Hockey mask type, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
I didn't like it at first, but I kind of let it slide because I mean, you have a billion dollar son who can afford, to put armor on and all that stuff. Then you have like this broke girl in the heart of Gotham, can barely afford rent, and she's wearing whatever she can. So
they can write their way around it if they.
Well, I think, like we said, it's a developing story. I think Batman's presence will create a lot more of the unusual criminal elements to start to appear. This movie leaves Gotham City in a very interesting place where a lot of the mob has been rearranged. The city is kind of like
that's another thing cool to see the Falcons and Maroni and everything have more of a presence in a movie.
Yep. Well, Maroni's have been in like the Dark Knight trilogy. The Maroni's are in there. I don't remember the.
Yeah, they're in there, but they're kind of like
Falcone
they're kind of as a background, even
background.
Yeah, for sure.
This is at the forefront of like actual criminality. So
but going back to like the Catwoman, I think she's like a developing persona. Like we will see. This is the first step towards like the Batman version of that universe that we will see, where you'll have the escalation from the previous Nolan verse where you talked about that speech about escalation. I think the same thing is going to happen.
Yeah,
here.
Same thing, escalation.
She could put on a cat-eared outfit and pursue, like who would inspire her to do that? She met the guy already. You know what I mean? Let's see what he does, and that impact that it has on her and has on other people will be interesting. Like already with the Riddler, see how he reacts to this. Another good thing that I saw, good thing, but I noticed, and I could be wrong. I wanted to ask you guys, this is the first Batman movie.
Yeah, that's great. Can I say my point first? Before
I think, do you have anything positive to say?
Yes. What does it matter?
Okay. I thought you were all negative, so we were just holding back here.
First off, I don't need to have to say.
Let's hear his negatives too.
Yeah, let's hear my negatives. Like
you want to mix it in with the negatives?
I just want to hear his negatives.
You guys are doing all.
I thought we're just giving whatever it is. Yeah.
I know you guys are doing reach arounds and so forth to each other.
But dude, you can chime in at any time. Everyone else.
I'm letting you guys, get all your.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to hear.
Not rush me, little bitch. Nah.
You're gonna let him talk like that?
He's talking here.
I'm talking.
He's talking.
Talking. Suck it. No. I agree with almost everything that you guys are saying. I do enjoy the Catwoman. I enjoy the Catwoman story. I feel like you guys are a little harsh on Catwoman personally, only because of the fact that Cascade says, "Daddy, chill." Like,
Daddy, chill.
I'm chilling, baby. Chilling. What the fuck is that? If you, it's a meme. If you guys don't understand. But anyhow, no, I think you guys are being a little harsh on the Catwoman. I think her story was the most fleshed out of all the stories, to be honest with you, of Catwoman. I'm not saying she's necessarily the best Catwoman, but
the story was fine. I'm not complaining with the story. I'm just saying the outfit. I'm just tired of like
cat burglar.
Previous movie and this movie. It seems like they are going way too realistic on the outfit.
Well, she's closest. This Catwoman's closest to the outfit I want. She's just one headpiece and goggles away.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty much. Yeah.
Everything else was perfect.
Look, if she had the goggles like in the comic book, those big bug-eyed goggles, I'd be sold.
Yeah,
but
I actually don't want the cat ears. I mean, Anne Hathaway did it. in the Dark Knight Rises.
Sorta.
It
was just a visor.
When she flipped her goggles up,
to turn into a cat. Like she kind of did it. Do we really want cat ears for Catwoman?
Yes.
Sure. Okay, fine. Okay.
Yes.
And then
there's a reason why Michelle Pfeiffer is the best outfit.
Yeah,
but
there's many other reasons, but
it's such a minor thing though. Like I'm thinking about the story. The story is the most. It is.
Oh, ooh la la! The story guy over here.
Shut the hell up. Yes.
Hey, let him talk. Let him talk. Damn it.
Let me talk my shit. No. It was good. I really enjoyed this because we just seen the Long Halloween, right? So with that storyline, same thing, and it's a nice live action version of that, and I actually enjoyed it. I think Zoe Kravitz. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of curious of how she was going to play Catwoman, like how she was going to come into that role. I think she did a very good job, especially with the grittiness that you guys are talking about, the dirty Gotham. She does a really good job of portraying that, and it makes it believable. Even when they're going into the underworld of the club, of how like, she's, there's a club within the club, and she's going in there, and she seems like she's really a part of that world. And they don't have to be graphic and explicit to tell kind of what goes down in that club, but they do a really great job. I feel like the story for Batman, I love the fact that they had Batman beat someone had mentioned before, and I think have read this, and I think I mentioned this in the last podcast, was that this was supposed to be more of a horror story of Batman. This wasn't the Batman like, what are you doing? And I'm just gonna pop out in a well-lit area. Like, this is a Batman like who actually is coming out of the shadows. Like, this is a Batman that really instills fear. I didn't feel like in the Dark Knight Rises Batman, maybe Dark Knight Rises and the Dark Knight, I did not feel that amount of terror. There was something like that in the Batman Begins a little bit more.
None of them had it since Affleck. Affleck was the only one that portrayed fear when it came to.
But they only did that like really in the beginning.
In the beginning with the slaves,
slave trade, the slave trades.
With the slave trades,
like you felt fear, but after that, it kind of like waned out because to build up the story between Batman and v Superman. I really liked it. I loved the detective portion of it with Batman interaction with Catwoman. I just did not like the end. I felt like once Riddler was put into jail, and I love the Riddler portion of the jail is the best of the Riddler. The Riddler before
you mean Arkham Asylum?
Yeah, in Arkham Asylum. Oh, well, he was in Arkham Asylum. Yeah, he was just in the jail, right? Or did he get?
I think it was Arkham.
He got put in Arkham Asylum.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, I thought he was they just put him in jail for the time being.
Yeah, it was like a holding. It was a holding.
Okay. So, before that with the Riddler, I did like it. I felt more Hush kind of vibe from that than Riddler, which was a little weird to me because it's like, to the outside person, they just don't care. But it felt like Hush. It had the look of Hush. You see where they drew a lot of inspiration from. But the Riddler in the jail, that felt like the Riddler because he was just screwing with Batman the entire time, even to the point that he was screwing with me. I'm like, holy shit! Like, is he gonna like call him out because he kept
out him? Oust him that he's Bruce Wayne. Yeah,
because Batman was looking at the camera. I'm like, holy shit! Is that part of his plan? And I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And then it turned into this whole 4chan incel thing. And I kind of, at that point, lost a little. I think this is where I lost a lot of respect for the movie at that point, because at that point it became kind of weak, where it was like kind of a one-on-one thing with Batman this entire time. It was like, it felt like Riddler versus Batman until Riddler, exposed his plan, talking about, I thought we were partners. And that would have been that whole psychological like mind flip, that mind fuck. I was like, yo, that's kind of cool. I didn't really think about that at first, but that it truly, that was a natural progression of it. But once it got to the whole point of the whole 4chan thing, and oh yeah, we're with you, brother, blah blah blah. We're all we're all into this. We're all vengeance and this, that, and the other. We need to get back at them. It felt as like Attack On. And I'm not saying that they could not have kept that. I feel like it just could have been done better, because like the one thing I laughed at was like, okay, like you saw, remember when the generator was coming down and it was the people down there on lightning, and Batman just kind of looks around like, oh, I'm gonna jump out and cut it. It didn't feel natural. It just felt like, hey, we need to have Batman kind of save the day somehow, and so forth. And it makes sense in the grand scheme of, Batman went from vengeance to trying to be hope. He went from, just beating the shit out of bad guys.
What part of that I don't get what part of that you're talking about that it doesn't work.
It felt like they wrote that in as like a last minute thing. That's how it felt.
Well, I mean, I think that's specific to his transition and how the city sees him, and it's in the centerpiece of what is happening in Gotham. Like, the mayor just got elected. Pretty much all of Gotham, a cross section of Gotham City, has come into the stadium to escape the flood, and it's like he can save this small group of people in the water, So it's just like a focal point to sum up what he's doing, so that people see it, and it creates this turn in his image, his perception.
I kind of see
it was a nice little.
It's a nice.
How do you write that? It's fine.
But you said like it was like the focal point. Like, it's supposed to be a citywide thing that they're gonna broadcast, when really
it's a microcosm of a bigger issue.
Yeah, exactly. So it felt like that whole battle. It felt like. And this is I guess this is the problem. Also, for my expectation coming into this movie, and just all the movies, has always been action oriented. We never had a detective Batman movie. So coming in, watching a detective Batman movie, like when you watch the trailer looks like action packed. The entire movie.
It looks action packed. It looks like,
oh my goodness, shit is gonna go down, and it really does. Nothing really goes down the entire movie until that last act. Where first he's fighting Maroni's goons and so forth, and then that last action scene with the
penguin chase scene was really good.
Yeah, the penguin chase scene. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, 3-hour movie, when we saw the trailer, and of course the trailer is going to get us hooked in. But
it was like slow burn detective with like really like quick, grandiose like action scenes like sprinkled throughout. But you're right, it wasn't like a steady action scenes we are used to with the other Batman movies.
Batman v Superman, and then also with like the Dark Knight series, the trilogy. It just felt like that last scene. I mean, it could kind of went out more of a bang. It just felt
you wanted a big set piece.
I wanted a big set piece at the very end.
You wanted your penguins strapped with rockets on your back.
Yes, I want penguins.
Again, not that, but you wanted. Yeah. I know what you were at. You were looking for a big crescendo.
Your crescendo. I felt like we didn't get that, and that's fine for this movie.
And I think that's indicative of what we're being like. There's a lot of things you didn't get in this movie, and I think a lot of people are complaining about Bruce Wayne or not being like, he's too drab and depressing, and there's a lot of elements missing from. That's all intentional. That's all intentional.
I love
that. He's still learning.
This movie is a movie, yes, but I think it's more of a first, act of something bigger.
Absolutely, yes.
And you're not getting that big crescendo set piece. You're getting a disappointing ending. Gotham City gets seriously fucked at the end of this movie, and like I said, the movie has a depressing angle to it, and it does that really well. And even in the big climactic save the day moment, it's also very depressing. It's like, pick your battles and your losses. Like, did we win? Yeah, but the big looming threat is still always there. So I think, go ahead.
Kind of going back to what Kareemcast said about the scene where Batman, he's looking to make a choice to cut the wire before people start to die. I kind of take it like this. I think within the 2 years of Batman being Batman, I think he's always just been in the shadows, fighting crime, doing stuff like that. And this is like probably his big thing in his transition of becoming vengeance, because, in the shadows fighting crime, to like now this hero. I don't think he's ever had within the 2 years, I don't think he's had a hero moment.
Yeah, it's a very selfless hero moment that a lot of people witness. Yeah,
he's selfless in this, and you're 100% right. I mean, in the entire movie, it was him as a symbol of fear. He was vengeance. He was just going out there beating people's ass, not for Gotham. He was literally doing it for himself. And it's one of those moments where he's now it's like come to Jesus moment, where he has to start. He has to transcend his mythos,
vengeance to.
Well, because he, in the movie, you realize that vengeance, he's not the only one with vengeance. With the Riddler's whole thing was vengeance. And then
and because of Batman too.
And because of Batman, exactly. So he is perpetuating vengeance, but vengeance can be used for good and also for evil. And he has to transcend that to become a force of hope for Gotham, which it's awesome. Like I absolutely love that portion. I love the idea behind it. It's just that with Batman, and I think that this is also conditioning, and I'm very guilty of it, where we are. And I think Darkseid, you mentioned a good point. We've been conditioned with Marvel movies, with even Warner Brother movies, DC comic movies, of always the big action scene. Like we know it's very formulaic, and we've talked about it with Marvel. Marvel has perfected the formulaic superhero movie. This one didn't feel like that whatsoever. It felt like, like what Green Tour was saying, like the Martin Scorsese joint. You know what to expect, but you kind of don't know what to expect because it's just the nature of a movie. Martin Scorsese doesn't make movies like that at the level that Marvel does. So when you have this Scorsese type superhero movie, it is very hard to grasp for a lot of people. And for me, that's what I enjoyed it, but I kind of still wanted my big action piece, my action set at the end, and you didn't get that. And I do appreciate the fact that this movie is going to be hopefully told in different parts, so we can see, just like with Spider-Man, like you said, we get to see the growth of the Batman that we know. And I love, and we joked about in the past about me being the dark person, like Superman. I want to see the dark Superman.
You wanted the gritty.
Yeah, I want the
a little
gritty.
too gritty.
You finally got your wish.
A little too gritty for the.
No, it's not too gritty.
Now
it's
he's
perfect.
regretting it.
No, I love the gritty.
It's dry in here.
Yeah, it's very dry in
it's
the house,
dry.
man. Jeez. No, I love the grittiness about it. And I think that's what they did perfect in this movie. This movie was dark and dirty. Like, you're not gonna have a Batman in a movie. You shouldn't have Batman in a movie or in a universe where it's like, hey, I stole somebody's purse, I run away, and here comes Batman ready to beat the shit out of you. That's the Spider-Man universe. You want a dark, crime infested mob boss type of city. That's where Batman is at. Like we were talking about before, like Daredevil. Daredevil is not some nice hero to be like, hey, I'm blind and I can do karate. Like, no, he's gonna beat the shit out of people, and he's in a crime infested city. And that's what we want. I got that. I'm happy with it. It's just that I'm not gonna lie. I want my dark story. I want my dark action at the very end. Like, kill some of these fools.
You wanted a more. So it sounds like your big criticism was it wasn't a blockbuster. You were expecting
a Marvel movie.
Batman blockbuster movie, which has come in its usual form of a great movie that delivers on that formula, and it just. This time it was a little bit different. That's what disappointed you.
Yeah, that's what it disappointed me. It kind of reminds me
unexpected.
Like Batman Begins. Like Batman Begins. I would say that would be, in terms of tone for this movie and between Batman or I would say the best Batman films that were out, which would be Batman Begins. This kind of felt like what Batman Begins would have been without the last set piece with Ra's al Ghul ended up dying. This felt like that. It had that same kind of feel and I feel like with like Nolan, he knew like at the end you had to have the big battle at the end, kind of like, and then you went into the next movie with a little teaser. This one it felt like the beginning of all Batman Begins, and then instead of getting that last little thing that gets you to the next would get you to the next movie, be like, okay, I could walk away and I feel really good. I can't wait for the next one. This one's like, damn, I feel really good, but now I gotta watch the next one because I don't know how this really ends out. Does that make sense?
I never I know what you're saying. It makes sense. Like going back to Batman Begins, I think the one thing I disliked about Batman Begins was the end plan. His plan to use that device to vaporize the microwave emitter and the subway. That scene. The whole movie is like on a very gritty, grounded Nolan path, and it makes sense. And then it gets into a very not Schumacher-esque, but closer to those older films.
Don't say that.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying it dabbles. It has to get. I feel like you got a note from Warner Brothers being like, "We need like a cool scene here. We can't end it on this." So
someone says, if you can't put nipples in the suit, you gotta do some Schumacher type scenes.
You gotta Schumacher it up, baby.
All right, I guess no nipples. Gotta Schumacher it up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess this movie more like change like the tradition we talked about. Batman Begins. It takes like halfway through the film before we see Batman. That was probably a pretty striking change to people who saw that movie for the first time. You know, I know we all like were captivated by Bruce Wayne's journey, but I'm sure people sat in the theaters like, where the hell's Batman?
Yeah.
And now you have another trend here where you have a totally different type of movie where, like, you're asking the question, where's the big climactic end sequence? So maybe we're in some kind of transition period where storytelling's a little, and this is the 20th Batman movie? I don't know.
Exactly.
You gotta change. And a lot of the changes, I think, were very much appreciative. Ed Underground, you were about to say something.
Well, Creamcast was saying earlier about, or kind of what you both were saying, like the formula. I talked to two couples. One took their, I think their daughter there to see the Bat movie. Now, I don't think they saw the trailer. I don't think they really know much about Batman, but they went in expecting like a Marvel-esque movie. And they said they didn't like the movie because it wasn't enough action. They didn't know what's going on. They know about Batman, but
mouth breathers. Mouth breathers.
Sure, I hope they don't listen to it.
Well, they know they're mouth breathers.
But they didn't like it because I really think that's like you were saying earlier, we've been conditioned to, see a Marvel-esque movie where there's like action every 5 minutes. Middle, beginning, end. And that's not there in this Batman movie, which I appreciate that actually. It's more of a detective movie, like Green Student was saying. But just the feel, everything about it, I loved it. I didn't like it, I loved it. I think this is the Batman we needed. I have my own opinion.
So corny.
It was so much worse when you go to the theater with him. All right, okay. I mean, Ed Underground, you were big time. You were a big hater about, it's not R-rated. It's not R-rated.
Yeah.
I still want an R-rated movie. Yeah.
Okay. What would this movie have gained from being R-rated? Go ahead. Tell us the scene. Yeah, gained that you didn't get here.
Another level of dirty.
What specific? Yeah, okay. Level.
Sex.
Tell us the scene. You want full penetration on the
exactly.
Batman's,
what do you want?
Batman's fingers
banging
like Catwoman
full on
roof.
What do you want?
Raw dogging it.
I'm not saying have that. Maybe some blood, maybe some guts somewhere. I mean,
there was blood.
Would that have made things better though? If you saw blood and guts?
I'm not saying it would make things better. It would just make things more on the level of dirty, of gritty.
No.
Yeah, but you think that like somebody sits down there, Matt Reeves sits down there, is like, he has to make an active decision. Every director has to make this decision.
Yeah.
Do I include this? Is it worth the story to do this? And if it's like Deadpool, then yeah, you stand your ground. You say it's R-rated. That's
a whole different.
But Batman does not need the R rating, and this movie is the most depressing ass R-rated shit I've ever seen.
And they pushed the boundary a lot.
They definitely did. They don't need.
They were pretty much saying like in Batman vs Superman, they're like these are sex trade chicks, but like in this movie, they were pretty much saying like these chicks are obviously prostitutes. They're fucking around on the people. It was very obvious. They had
they're getting high on those drops.
Yeah, they had dead chicks in trunks. Like they had pretty much everything where if you weren't, a little kid or anything else, you knew exactly what was going on. So,
I never said that. I was reading the chat. I've never said that Batman needs an R rating. I always said it would be cool to have a R-rated Batman. I'm not saying.
I still don't see that happen.
Yeah, but what would be so cool about it?
What would you gain from it? What would you gain? I've been asking that for a while. Like, what is the scene that needs the R rating? Like with Deadpool, you can say it's the sex jokes, the language,
the body parts, the
body parts, violence,
ultra violence.
Yeah, the sight gags. Like there's stuff that justifies the R rating. Show me give me a scene that makes sense. Like, I mean, I just can't.
Know, someone getting decapitated or something like that. Like
I've read Batman comics my entire life. I cannot tell you a single time that there's been a notable decapitation.
I recently saw a picture out of what comic book it was, but it's a Batman comic book where there is a severed head in the alley.
That's fine, but it's not every issue of every Batman comic people are losing. Yeah, exactly. So it's not necessary.
But I think what Darkseid is saying is that yes, you might have seen that in the comic book, sure. I mean, but does that is that necessary? Do you need that to push the story to make it a good story? Or could you say in the PG-13 version, instead of having severed heads, you can have mummified bodies instead? Like the what you can
or just have a severed head, but just don't show it.
Don't show it, or show
reference it
or something like that.
You had thumb drive in this movie. I think that pushed it really very far.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. But that put, like, a kid shouldn't look at that, and a parent would be like, "This should be R-rated," and you'd be like, you know. So I mean, this movie pushed the limits of a PG-13 envelope. So
really quick though, did you guys? Because when we saw the movie, there was no trailers in the front of our movie. I don't know if that was for all.
We had trailers.
We had no trailers.
Not a lot.
So in the beginning of our trailer, or beginning of the movie, it says, you know, the feature film is rated R. And, you know, we had taken art. I went with my brother-in-law and some of his friends, and his kids ended up going to the movie as well. And we all kind of just freaked out, like, what? Like, this is radar, like a rated R movie. Like, these kids are teenagers, but you know, they're you know, trying to be good parents, not let their kids see ultra violent stuff, especially because, you know, rated R can go from anywhere from swearing to full-blown sex scene. So he's like,
did it have that like red screen pop up and the R rating?
Yeah, it said R rating. So we were all freaked out. Everybody, like, there was a whole bunch of people.
That's for the trailers.
Yeah, that's the thing. We didn't see any trailers. We didn't see any trailers, so that's what we thought. But we all looked on our phone. Like, I'm like, there's almost 99% chance it's not a rated R movie. But yeah, for some reason it showed on ours. I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Someone fucked up.
Yeah, someone fucked up. But you know, it was a good movie. Yeah, I don't see Batman being rated R. It doesn't need to be. Even with so Cascade he talks about like a live action Killing Joke.
You could still do that PG-13, push the envelope.
Yeah, it couldn't be on PG-13.
I mean, even in the Killing Joke comic book, they you know what the content is of what he does to Barbara Gordon and what he does to James Gordon, but they never show you. Like, James Gordon never drew. He never drew that. Yeah. The context within the story. So if you're adapting that properly, it's in the weight of the story. So the source material never even showed that. But it's still a comic book.
Literally, you're seeing Joker shoots Barba in the back.
Barba
Gordon, or something like that.
Well, he doesn't shoot her in the back; he shoots her in the stomach. But
in any case, but you can have a shooting scene.
You can shoot someone. That's not R-rated.
It's not going to be R-rated. But on top of that, you don't have to show like the bullet going in, the guts spilling out, or anything.
There were people being shot in the movie.
Yeah.
The Killing Joke, the R-rated thing in The Killing Joke is, and it's referenced, is after he shoots her, he does things to her.
Yeah.
And he takes pictures of it. That's why he has the camera.
Right.
And when he has Jim Gordon captured, he shows him the pictures of what he did to her. Yeah. And that's the thing. They never show you what he did, but it's implied horrible things were done. So you don't need that R rating. You don't need to show that. That's weak. That's weak, sloppy storytelling. Yeah. And it's unnecessary. And if a proper writer director can do a better job.
I'm not saying show everything that was done. I'm not saying that.
But I still don't see any justification. I mean, if you got one, hit me with it. But anyway, so this one, R rating, I think this pushed the envelopes, got us close to an R rating that you could possibly get.
Pretty close.
Thumb Drive was pretty funny, but I could see a lot of parents being pissed off at it.
I thought it was hilarious.
This is one of the first Batman movies that, and I could be wrong here, all the main villains lived.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and even in other Batman movies,
who died?
So Falcone?
Falcone died, but he's supposed to die, kind of thing. His comic arc is he dies.
He's a villain.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, let's go back to this real quick here. I would just take down the Ed Underground one more piece here. Walking out of the theater here, we were with some friends and we referenced the Long Halloween and Catwoman's relationship to Falcone and the scratch she gives him and everything. We're talking about that. Apparently, it was all news to Ed Underground that there's a relationship here. You didn't know, apparently.
Wow, that's all.
I didn't know they were going to do that in the movie.
I mean, he's a character. She's there. She's confronting him. She's talking about it.
I didn't know they were going to do that in the movie.
The movie's based on A Long Halloween.
A lot of things are based off this movie, A Long Halloween. Other things too.
Fake fan alert.
No,
it was big time. If I could have sirens at that theater, that would be going off at this time. He's the one.
How many Batman movies can you name that had Falcone as the father of Selena Kyle.
The only one she's ever been in
is this one. I wasn't.
And the Long Halloween cartoon.
Yeah.
I said
and
movies.
the comic book.
I said live action.
We just watched. Just a few months ago.
We just watched it.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that in this.
But
movie.
Falcone he's specifically aligned to this character. Like that's his thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, we've never seen. Has Falcone been in any live action movies?
Yeah. No, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so the only
thing was in Dark Knight, wasn't he?
No,
that was Maroney. You fake fan. You fake fan.
I got the two confused.
Yes, I know you did.
Yeah, exactly. Fake fan.
One movie where he was mentioned as the father.
We just said
in Long Halloween. That's his origin, his purpose.
Live action movie. That's what I'm saying.
This is the first time you're seeing him.
But I'm saying, when have you ever mentioned his father?
In the Long Halloween. In the Long Halloween
action movie.
But the thing is,
this is the first time you're seeing it.
But this is what I'm confused on. Yeah, that's what I'm confused on.
Where we're going with this.
We just watched it. We just watched the Long Halloween for Halloween last year, and it was kind of obvious. Well, if you would have watched the Long Halloween, you would not have been surprised about that revelation. Now, for random people who don't watch the animated films, I can 100% understand. There's people that they're like, "What? Falcone and Catwoman, Selena Kyle, they're related?" Like yeah, they've already referenced that before, and then I can understand that. But for you who just watched this, like what 4
I wasn't expecting it in a live action movie because in live action
but you should. But the movie is heavily based on Long Halloween.
Edward Nygma's last name was Enigma. It was something else.
Edward Nash.
Yeah, Edward Nash.
Which I think is also revealed to be Enigma.
Yeah, so that's also in live action movies, they always change things around, add things to take away. So I wasn't expecting that in this live action movie.
But it sounds like from what Darkseid is saying that you didn't even know that it wasn't even a thing.
You didn't even know. It was like a revelation to you.
In this movie, yes.
Anyways, I'm telling you,
hindsight is 2020. He's probably trying to cover up.
Not even hindsight. It was embarrassing.
Everybody knows that the Ed Underground never actually watches anything. He never watches anything.
I don't know. There was a lot of very highly suspect things that Ed Underground said that day. So
yeah.
The other one thing.
Ed, stop doing that. I'm reading it. I'm waiting for a good time to interject. Like Ed keeps saying, "There's comments."
Yeah, he's an idiot.
I got it. I'm trying to wait for a good point to let the conversation flow naturally. Ed, let that happen, man. Anyways, since as we need to answer these comments right now. He's like, so Cascade. This is rebuttal to you, Darkseid. About I think people might want to see how horrid Joker actually is, not just reference. It would be weaker writing, but some people probably want it shown clearly for them.
Can you say it again? He referenced Joker. What does he say?
He said no. He doesn't want just you're talking about how he kills Barbara Gordon.
Yeah.
Not just reference it and like, hey, I took pictures and I'm showing. I'm actually going to
but violence.
See what happens.
Yeah, but violence, you can depict violence within the scope of PG-13 and still have it be horrific and graphic in nature. The R rating is a step. You cross a line when you go into the R rating because you want to include something very specific, and it has imagery, language, sexual content. I'm just saying, you could get very close and have all your stuff that you want without crossing into that R rating. If you need to, you need to. I've never seen any Batman story need to. It gets right up there because the core character is not that dark. Like the content is not that dark. It never goes into like severed heads in no kid's reading like Batman, the animated series. And there's like sex and nudity and blood and guts and everything. So you don't need it. You can get there close to it. You don't need it.
Batman's banging every girl like almost every episode of the animated series.
Yeah, in reference, and we all know this, and it's not really a shock to anyone, and we don't need to see it.
But the thing is, what you can get away with a comic book is not the same what you can get away with film.
Yeah, exactly. In a live action movie.
Live action movie, they're totally two.
But we all know how brutal Joker is, right? We all know how the horrible things he's done, right? Mm-hmm. And we all know this without seeing him do it, though. Mm-hmm. We all grew up and watched these shows and movies and read these comics. We know the kind of guy he is, so we don't need to see it. But a good storyteller can get you to. All right. Well,
I'm just saying.
There's forums for that.
I mean, also there's a we talked about the financial drawback to an R-rated Batman.
Yeah, it makes
film.
no sense. You're cutting off a large portion of your audience.
Yeah, and it would be a sellout. I think it would be a sellout move for them to go R-rated.
They'll probably make a lot of money, but at the same time, they want kids to see this movie to an extent. Not little kids. We're not going Batman and Robin type of level.
Yeah.
I mean, that plus that was a different time, but they still want, teenagers to see this and so forth because, I mean, it's Batman. Batman, the draw of Batman is Batman himself, and if you have to make it rated R, parents are not going to buy their kids rated R Batman toys. Or a Batman from a rated R movie, and so
well, I think Warner Brothers figured out.
I knew he was thinking he was going like NC-17, like Pornhub, there's
the Bat Dong,
and so forth. That's not gonna happen.
Honestly, I don't think kids would like this movie. I don't think so.
No, I don't think kids would like this.
It's not for kids.
Yeah, my nieces, my nephew and my niece, they didn't like the movie.
And Warner Brothers knows that because here's what the strategy always is. And they realize this with Batman Begins in the Nolan universe, that if you're going to gear these movies towards older people because they're critically acclaimed, they make a lot of money. You have to have like kids content. So there's usually a cartoon that runs, parallel to the release.
Yeah.
So right now there's the Bruce Timm series is going to be launched very soon. I think it's called Batman Cape Crusader. Mm-hmm. So I think that's going to be your toys and Christmas kind of tie-in stuff.
Well, we do also have a spin-off of this is the Penguin series on HBO Max. So, that might give you the
dark and gritty. Yeah.
The dark and gritty.
There you go.
And that's possible because, you've seen what they did kind of with Peacemaker. They went from, Suicide Squad being, I think Suicide was rated R, but still they held back on certain things shown. And then we saw the Peacemaker series.
Peacemaker is leans into the TVMA.
People were getting banged and all this other stuff. So I'm hoping that, and to be fair with Ed's point, I think that if for a movie, it may not work well, the rated R. But and this is also goes with the dark side said, like these type of movies, like with Suicide Squad, they know that a movie like that is not going to be a hit with kids. But for adults and comic book fans, we have the funds to be like, well, I'm going to buy HBO Max to see this series, and we're going to be the ones that actually will invest in certain things like Peacemaker.
Well, it's a different scale. It's on television. It's TVMA, and when you cross over into TVMA, it is like the scale is lower than an R rating, so you can do everything you would with an R rating, plus it gives you like a little bit of ground that you wouldn't have had in the PG-13. So exactly. TVMA is totally a different. So yeah, if there was a Batman television show,
right,
I would want a TVMA Batman television show, like Absolutely. Live action. Yeah. And then you can have all the bloods and guts and gore and all the stuff Ed Underground is, yearning for some reason that I don't understand. But
not yearning for it.
But to counteract what you're saying, Cascade makes up a great point. He says, what about Joker the movie? Joker the movie was rated R, and
yes, granted, and it earned it. It earned that R rating.
It earned it, yeah.
But,
justified.
But I would say the difference is a difference in what we're talking about, and I think Cascade brings up a good point. It was not Batman, but it was not a Batman movie. It was a Joker movie. I think when you have to deal with the Batman, you have to be careful because that Joker in of itself is a great character, but it is not the IP. The IP is Batman himself.
Sure. It's Batman.
And unfortunately, because of the fact that Batman is the IP, you have to protect that a little bit more and be a little bit more careful with that than just the Joker. That's why the Joker was a standalone film. That's in a totally different universe. We don't see that Joker. As far as we know, it won't show up in the Matt Reeves. Definitely didn't show up in the Affleck version and so forth. So with that being said, I think that you do have a point with that, but I think with bringing in Batman, I think Warner Brothers is going to be a little bit more careful with that cross contamination of rated R and Batman.
I would support especially more R-rated villain movies.
They're big, licensed Batman. Yeah. I mean, they're big here. They're not going to be taking chances if they really don't need to.
Right, and they've shown that with with the Zack Snyder with the Catwoman series.
Sure.
They when Zack Snyder was talking about the sex scene, and Warner Brothers was like, no, they're just not going to take risks with their IP they're not going to take risks with their IP in that.
No, it's too precious. Batman's too precious.
I'm also saying I'm not saying put sex scenes in there. I don't think.
Yes, you are. You're degenerate. We know what you want. We know what you want.
Want full penetration, just everything, close-ups, everything.
Disgusting. You disgust us.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, talking about before we go into the next
well, I still
you got more? Oh, you got more?
Yeah, I did want to.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, there's a giant thing at the end of the movie we should probably discuss because it's getting a little misconstrued. So I talked about the villains. Like I said, that had a big impact to me that they all lived.
Right.
Like all the Penguin lives, Riddler lives. Falcone died because Falcone has to die for that story arc to work.
Right.
But in Arkham Asylum, he meets Joker. Riddler has a conversation with Joker.
Is that Joker or is it Two-Face? Which one is it?
So apparently it is Joker. It was confirmed it is Joker. No, it is confirmed it is the person that will become the Joker officially. It is not the Joker. Batman never captured the Joker, but he captured the person that Matt Reeves has said will become the Joker. Now, does this mean that there will be a Joker in the sequel? I don't think so. I think that what Matt Reeves is creating here is a world where Batman is doing what Batman has done in the comic books. He doesn't kill people like in the movies. The villains don't die in the end. They gather up or they get collected. I would love for a third movie to have Arkham Asylum level, all these villains operating at one time, and Batman have to deal with a city full of whatever we end up with. But I like the idea of an asylum filling up with psychopaths that Batman is capturing instead of them just being off left and right. So apparently it is the Joker. Apparently he was captured by the Batman at some point, but it was not like a notable, like he's also like Batman is developing. This Joker is also developing. And I think that's a cool thing. We'll get to the Riddler in his final form. I think he's just learning from what he can and can't do.
Yeah. I have a theory. So they did mention that Batman's or Bruce Wayne's mother, Martha, was crazy. And she was out actually in Arkham Asylum.
Right.
So that makes Batman kind of, where he kind of gets his crazy from is from his mother. So now it's just a theory that Joker.
Oh yeah, he did tell us this theory.
Is somehow related.
Yeah, he thinks he's Batman's brother.
Yeah, he thinks Martha.
It's possible.
How did I know Ed was going to say something?
It's a possibility. I'm just saying.
It's like, oh yeah, while she was in there, she got banged and then gave birth
by the Joker.
No, I'm not saying by the Joker.
No.
I'm saying
we're talking about like the real Joker who then gave birth to Batman's brother, who was the pseudo Joker. Like, and they're fighting as siblings. This is you're almost going, it's going to the same kind of storyline as the Joker movie, where the Joker thought he was.
Yeah. He may now they may not be related, but he could throw it out there like they are.
Yeah, I don't see that as happening because
they're around the same age. The actors playing the Joker,
but they're on the same age. What does that mean?
Just saying.
Like what? She had double pregnancy? Like
I'm not saying
twins?
That's a possibility.
You think they're twins?
I'm not. I didn't say that.
But the thing
I
is,
don't.
that,
here's the thing. I don't think Matt Reeves hates Batman enough to do that.
Well, not even that.
To make the Joker his brother.
That's not even that.
Horrible.
I mean, we know that Thomas Wayne
Joker movie.
That Thomas Wayne was literally like making sure his wife was okay the entire time. So it wasn't like he was like, hey, disappearing on my campaign trail. And then, by the way, my wife got pregnant. And I just forgot about her for 9 months.
Well, you know what? Okay, so there's something I can lean into what Ed is talking about here. Because one thing I did love about the disgusting nature of Gotham City, they also brought that tarnish to the Wayne family. And that's from the comic books. That's from... That's from like the Arkhams, what he talked about. It's from the recent comic books, but bring that
Long Halloween.
From the Long Halloween, bring that, and there's a path you can go down, and it definitely involves tarnishing the names of these characters, Thomas Wayne, and the things that they've done. So I can see a possibility where he has an illegitimate brother, because that's where the Court of Owls leads to, that illegitimate brother. Right. So I think the Court of Owls, in my opinion, is the best place for them to go in a sequel. Because they're talking about conspiracies. They're talking about Gotham City. Who runs Gotham City? Who runs the police? Who runs the political system? The criminals? And that's pretty much all these like families and everything that's connected together.
Well, I think this did say with Matt Reeves. Now, I'm not saying that Ed can't be right in the whole half brother thing. I just don't think it's Mark.
No, he's definitely wrong about the half brother thing. I'm just saying.
No. I think that, no, like you were talking about the Court of Owls. Matt Reeves did say, or we know that the Court of Owls are going to, I think they're going to be the ultimate bad guys in the whole.
I assume. It seems like that's where it's going.
It seems like that.
Yeah.
So, with the illegitimate brother, could that be some sort? Sure. But do I think it's going to be Martha Wayne? She got banged while she was there and she had a brother or twins. I don't think that would happen. But we'll see what happens. If Ed turns out to be right, a broken clock is right twice a day. And
wow.
But I highly doubt that. It's like I put in the same conspiracy theory as Ed saying every year Killer Instinct is going to get announced this year. He's been saying
it's perennial.
He's been saying that
and when that happens,
he's been saying that since.
He'll be right. He'll be right when it happens.
It finally happens.
Sure, he was wrong for years and years and years, but when it happens, it'll be right.
But no, I do like the fact, like at the end, everybody assumes the Joker just because of the laughing, but some people are saying, oh, it's Two-Face because you only see one half of his face, blah blah blah. Whoever it is, it is
by the way confirmed
Joker. But what I'm saying, like for the people who want to still do conspiracy theories, I still think we are going to be in for a good treat. The next Batman, because not saying that Heath Ledger is still at this moment my favorite Joker, because obviously we haven't seen what the new Joker would act like, but if this is going into less detective or somewhat detective, but then going to more possibly action with Joker, I think this is going to be very entertaining. I think this is going to be a great meld of the two, and how that progresses, I'm very optimistic about that.
If they do have Joker, I don't want it to be the focus of the movie. I want him to be a character, but I want there to be a newer, like if it's Court of Owls, it's Court of Owls, and Joker is being used as part of that, master plan. But I don't want to retread over another Joker. It seems like that's where Matt Reeves is going. He's creating these villains, like active and alive villains, that will be part of this living, breathing Gotham City. You know what I mean? Right. They're not going away. They're not being erased. They're just part of it. Joker gets out. Batman puts them away. Joker gets out again.
This
is the start of that universe.
It's a Gotham ecosystem where Batman doesn't get any days off. Like when we see Batman, there's always some shit that goes down. And granted, there might be days that nothing happens, like in the anime movie or anime film or anime show. We see, we just see Batman going from next thing to next thing and next thing. We know realistically that doesn't happen. But to see something where it's more of a living, breathing Gotham, I think that'll be pretty cool. And we'll see what happens.
There's a couple things we haven't talked about here that I think I want your guys' opinion on. Robert Pattinson, how did he do? Go ahead.
So my going into this movie,
you were not a fan.
No, I was open to it. I never said
no. You weren't a fan.
Not in one episode did I say I'm not a fan of him. I always said
this is us in real life.
I always
knowing
said ever since Tenet, I'm open to the possibility.
Before Tenet, he was announced as Batman before Tenet.
I forgot about that. But I've never said.
But you had an opinion before, and I remember.
But never said nope. Never said nope.
No, you didn't say.
I was open to it.
No, you didn't say no, but you were very doubtful.
Yeah.
And I was open to it. That's all. I didn't like. I was, this is gonna suck. This is gonna be great. I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. I was in the middle of it.
I don't think you're in the middle. I think you're more.
I don't think he was definitely not in the middle.
You're definitely more in the middle.
Definitely in the middle.
No.
But now,
I'll say this.
Yeah, what do you think now?
Not one time throughout this movie did Twilight Edward pop up in my mind. I think he did a great job acting. I know we didn't see the Playboy Bruce Wayne, which I'm glad we didn't see because he's still developing, well, as Batman, but he hasn't got a grasp on the how do you say the
Bruce Wayne persona?
Yeah,
not just the Bruce Wayne persona, but the mask of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
we can still kind of see the Batman through Bruce Wayne.
He's still broken. So
yeah,
he's gonna be broken his entire life until he meets what's her name, Talia, not Talia. Well, in different storylines, who he hooks up with. But either whether Selena Kyle, Talia, he's broken until he meets the woman that he ends up with, and then after that he becomes less broken, but he just manages.
Greencast, what'd you think of Pattinson? What was your takeaway? Liked him?
I liked him. I thought he did a really good job as Batman. I liked the fact that he was moody the entire time. This is not the Batman. Everybody thinks of, when they think of Batman, they think of George Clooney, but that is the
When you think of Batman, they think of George Clooney?
No, I'm making fun of the fact that you're talking about the suave Batman.
No.
I'm suave. Saying, but the thing is, even and we'll transition and we'll talk about Master of the Phantasm as well. In every iteration of Batman that we've seen, especially of a mature Batman, we haven't seen many in a live action, many Batman beginning story. The first year, we always see Batman like year 5, year 6, and so forth. So we already see a mature Batman at that point, a mature Bruce Wayne. It's not often that we get to see a Batman or a Bruce Wayne who's just truly struggling just to cope, just to be, when he's not in the mask, he's not as Batman, he's just lost. And I like the fact that this Batman we see, he's truly lost. He's lost.
Yes. He's lost in his addiction to crime fighting or like vengeance or whatever. Yeah. He's like his lost hatred, in his hatred. Yeah, I love that.
He's lost in it. He doesn't, like, when you see him, I see him the entire movie. I see Batman the entire time. I don't see Bruce Wayne, Playboy.
And when he takes off the mask, he looks like a straight up junkie. He's averse to the lighting. He's in the cave. He's like, when he comes out and he looks like he's on a drug and he needs rehab. And I love that imagery of that Bruce Wayne. And
I think the best part about that is that the entire movie, we rarely see Bruce Wayne inside the mansion. He's always in the Batcave. And when he's in the mansion, it's only to pretty much to solve the riddle, for the most part, the riddle of Alfred getting pretty much blown up and trying to figure out what's going on with the Riddler. He's not really sitting here, stewing in the mansion, blah, blah, blah. He's in the Batcave. That's who he is. And he's consumed. And that's a crazy thing. We've never seen a Batman who is truly consumed as Batman. All the ones, we've seen him play both personas, and he's, that he's wants to be Batman, that his true mask is Bruce Wayne, but we've never seen him is that he's truly the Batman. And I love that. I thought that was great. And, I always said, I'm the dark, gritty person. This is what a true vigilante who is obsessed with fighting crime, this is what it truly will look like. It wouldn't be I just beat 10 guys. Alfred, let's host a party real quick. Like, no, this is like, this Batman was like I don't want to do shit.
Bring me another woman to the bad basement.
Yeah, bring a woman to the Batcave. I need to tell somebody my secrets. Like this. Go ahead.
But speaking speaking about the mansion real quick, I love the look of the mansion. It was close to the beginning of the movie.
You just love everything, huh?
Nah.
Not everything actually, but
he needs to, not enough full-on sex for him.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's true. He doesn't like it.
It's not the Playboy mansion, apparently.
No, but when we take a look at the mansion for the first time, it has like this gothic feel to it. I love the set of that mansion. I don't know if you guys remember what I'm talking about, but when you see the mansion. You see
the interior. Alfred, you're talking about the interior of the. I know what you're talking about.
It's like very embellished.
Green Tuner
has a very gothic feel to it.
Yeah.
Green Tuner, what is your opinion on the Pattinson Batman? That's what we're talking about. You like him?
No, yeah, I was listening to you guys. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I think his Batman's a very strong Batman. I like the fact that he was silent when he was Batman. He wasn't just shouting every 3 minutes. Like he would not even. The only person he would talk back to was Gordon and Catwoman. Yeah. There was a scene where he was figuring out with the cop, and the cop just kept talking to Batman.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Batman did
he
not
didn't say anything
a
to
single word back to him.
Loved that.
Yeah. And he was able to communicate everything he wanted just through pure silence.
Yeah.
Better so Batman. Really better Batman voice in final form than Nolan's Batman, I would say.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, because the other one is like too forced. It's like,
it's like he never Batman, fully understood how to do it.
The perfect Batman voice, if you're going to do that, it would. I think we said it before. Was Batfleck. Batfleck had the best voice of a real life. Like if you're trying to change your voice, that's the best one. But out of all the Batmans, this Batman sounded the best as Batman because he kept his real voice, but he would just talk. He didn't talk
subtle,
and it's very subtle. And he he talked very low and like. Really quick. So a comment from Cascade. We were talking about the druggie, like Batman being a druggie. Mm-hmm. The side effect of that could possibly be that the drug because remember he took the drug he took the adrenaline.
Adrenaline.
What if that is like secretly like venom?
I said that.
That would be kind of cool.
And Darkseid.
Ed Underground said that, and I nearly threw popcorn at him.
Good thing. You should have thrown popcorn in his stupid face.
We know 99.999% is not venom. It is adrenaline.
Even though in the comic books, there's a comic where he does get hopped up on venom.
And it was green.
It was green.
It was green.
I mean, it's a dark movie. I don't know.
It's a dark movie,
it's definitely grounded the way it is. It's definitely
adrenaline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we all knew it was adrenaline as soon as we saw it.
I mean,
no, but there's certain effects that the venom serum has on people, and there's certain effects that the adrenaline has, and that was clearly adrenaline.
That's all. But the thing is, and to be fair to what Cascade and what Ed is saying, that might just be a
version of it,
not version, but no, what was it?
A less psychotic version.
Not cookie. What is it called?
Soft cookie?
No. You know what? Easter egg. Easter egg. It might just been a little Easter egg for us.
Oh, it could have.
It could have been. We'll see what happens.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was Venom. You guys
just give it to him. Yes, you got. Congratulations. That's Venom.
No, that's fine. Cascade can go back to their hole.
All right.
I don't even know who Cascade is. My bad.
Okay.
Keep listening.
All right,
what do you guys think of Alfred and you knew James Gordon?
Loved it.
Yes, loved it.
I loved them both. I thought
James Gordon. I'm not too sold on.
I love the actor. Jeffrey Wright's a great actor. I think
he's an amazing actor.
The relationship he has with Batman, I love. It's the one I want. But it was just like it was pre-established, and it's just we're in the middle of it, and he's super trusting of Batman. And I know what you're saying. There was a little bit I wanted from it, but it's the end result's exactly what I wanted. But the development is not there.
It's a Gary Oldman.
I like the Gary Oldman.
I love Gary Oldman too.
Was a better James Gordon for me.
I think he was as well. I think because you get to establish him from being Detective Gordon to Commissioner.
Yeah, we have this. We got to give Jeffrey Wright some time here to get there. I think
absolutely
he's a great Gordon.
He's capable of doing it because I've seen him in plenty of movies to know that he's a great actor. So I know he can do it. But you're right. It's just the portrayal seemed much more impactful when it came from the previous James Gordon. Just in the fact, like I said before, that you could see the desperation in his face and his eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
This new James Gordon I like him, but he doesn't seem as desperate as the last James Gordon was, where he's trying to like hold a city together.
Well, let's see.
He seemed pretty cool, calm, and collected throughout the whole thing.
Well, let's give him a chance. Like, Darkseid. So let's give him a chance.
He's great.
I'm pretty sure. I would not be surprised that we get Dark Knight Rises level of desperation at the end of the series, because if they can do dark, if Matt Reeves can do dark and gritty with the Riddler, how much more will it be if he did, let's say, a Joker? I don't want to keep going back to Joker.
I'm with Darkseid. I don't want to see any more Jokers. I want to see something else.
But let's say Court of Owls. Let's say the Court of Owls. and then it comes to a Gotham level destruction, like you know, desperation, destruction of Gotham from the foundation, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Where we could see that with, I would love to see that, and I think we can get to that level of desperation not only just for Batman but also for
easily,
very easily. So I think that's what I'm saying. Let's give him a chance, because with the with the Nolan trilogy, we did get to see his progression as kind of, he went from like a good cop to kind of a dirty cop, lying for Harvey and so forth.
He for sure was dirty, and he was making excuses for having like remember how the Dent Act basically became like a really oppressive
against all criminals,
oppressive against everybody.
Yeah,
where they were basically overstepping their boundaries in order to get what they wanted.
Yeah, we
you're right. So you can give it some time. I mean, I am willing to. Like I said, I really like this actor.
I wanted him to every time he spoke. I don't know if you guys watch the Daniel Craig James Bond movies. He's Jeffrey Wright's Felix Leitner in those movies.
Hey, brother. I'm a brother from Leitner.
Yeah. That's what I wanted. I wanted him to, like, every time he's talking to Batman, be like, "You got it, brother." I wanted him to do it.
Did that shit. He kind of did that.
He was this close to doing it. I was like, it would fit so much better here than in the Bond series. But he already established that character so well.
But he did that kind of in the scene where Batman, when he's in the jail. In the detention, like the holding cell, and then he
love
goes
that scene.
That was such a
talking like this to him.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here.
You gotta hit me really hard.
You gotta hit me really hard."
And that's the thing. That's the thing. Well, Ed Underground said this earlier, and I disagreed with him, where he said that there was no jokes in this movie. There were jokes. There were jokes.
Thumb Drive was hilarious.
Yeah, those are more than one joke.
Yeah,
true.
I mean, the joke that he got punched in the face.
Moron.
He got punched in the face when he wasn't expecting it, and then on top of that, when they discussed it earlier, and then
he's like, "You should have pulled back."
He's like,
"I did.
I did."
Yeah, okay.
It was like there's jokes. There's definitely jokes in there. You just they're not like as in your face as Nolan films and so forth.
Yeah,
there were dark jokes,
which
was good. I appreciate it. I like
definitely we could see the development.
The joke that I really got was when Penguin was wobbling. If you guys saw that part, after that part, I think that was a really good joke.
Oh, reference to like his, I mean,
speaking of comic, the go figure, the comedic relief guy was Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
When he was talking about like the Spanish one, he's like, "Even I know Spanish."
Oh yeah.
He's like, he's like, "What are you guys stupid?" He's like, "He's a rat with wings," and that's the first thing I thought when the note said "rat with wings." I'm like, "Oh, Batman." Yeah. Obviously, it wasn't, but he's like, "Yeah, a rat with wings, Batman." He's like, he was basically pointing out all their like how they were jumping to conclusions.
You know what I am mad about this though? I'm mad that I saw the trailer because it gave away one of the coolest scenes in the chase scene.
Oh, the fire!
When that was walking. The fire, but then the walking towards it.
Oh man!
And then the fact that he bit down.
Did you guys see this in IMAX or something? No. In 4D? Man, I gotta say, so Ed and I saw it in IMAX. The sequence where the Batmobile starts revving for the first time, the sound in the theater was orgasmic.
Well, even
orgasmic,
non-IMAX,
even in regular, it still was really good.
I could hear the next theater
the rumbling,
the rumbling, that Batmobile sound,
so good,
beautiful. And the thing is, I really enjoyed about the Batmobile is that they showed like the jet engine in the back.
Jet engine.
He only used it when he actually used it, because in every other Batman film, he never really uses it. It's just it's just
there. Well, the Tumbler does.
Yeah, Tumbler used it.
The Tumbler used it for the jumps, I think.
The jumps, but they only did like a few jumps.
But you're right. I get what you're saying.
But this one was like when he actually hit it, like it launched.
You could see the
in like a street level. Yeah.
The most impressive looking.
It was street level.
And by the way, Batman, I just commended this Batman for not killing any of his villains, but he killed several motorists on that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Did he though?
Yeah, especially.
Yes,
I'm
very conscious of everything that when the Ben Affleck Batman threw the grenade back and he was shooting people, it all registered in my mind like Batman doesn't do that. Batman doesn't do that.
If he really wanted to save lives, he could have stopped and then found a way to track the Penguin instead of chasing him. All these cars causing that explosion to happen.
This is year 2 Batman.
No. He didn't create the explosion.
He didn't create that was
Penguin. Penguin.
Yeah, because he was being chased by Batman.
The chase is he's full on chasing the Penguin.
Yeah,
I mean,
which escalated it to the point where I'm
the death.
Like, I know for a fact families died, children died, 2 new orphans were created. That's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
In a way, you can say that about the Riddler, because if it wasn't for Batman being vengeance, there would be no Riddler.
I mean, yeah, that's the point. He did create helped create the Riddler.
Yeah, he helps create him, but he wasn't
actively
participating in pushing this chase further than it needed to go.
Yeah.
That was a direct result.
The thing is that
Batman didn't kill.
Batman was directly responsible. I'm saying, here's the thing: if there's a judge, Batman is being tried for manslaughter for sure.
Absolutely,
not like murder, first degree, but manslaughter for sure. Reckless endangerment of lives.
Absolutely,
they're charges here. They're charges
when he was doing that. He was literally breaking the law when he was chasing the Penguin. This is
what irked me. He has a close relation. I love the scenes where he's walking through crime scenes with cops, and cops are like having those inner should he be here? He's handling evidence. I love those conversations. But this dude, after that car chase sequence, how many people would have been like, "Hey man, 4 people died, and man, I don't care who he is, bring him down." None of that, but people died in that sequence.
Yeah, of course.
The truck driver alone, the 2 truck drivers probably died.
Yeah.
But hey, can we appreciate that Gordon came right afterwards and was like, "Yeah, a whole bunch of people died, but let's figure out this crime. Let's figure out.
Let's do it.
La Rata."
What I was gonna say though about
Rata.
No, the chasing, the way that it was filmed was extremely well done. I love that angle where they have
low
the
angles,
low angle by the wheel.
Yep.
It gives you a sense of being in a frantic chasing.
Yes.
So you can actually it felt very frantic. It just
actually at Underground chaotic is correct is how I felt with it, because there are scenes where I was actually watching it the first time. I was like, I didn't like it because I didn't understand the framing of the scene on where are they going? What's happening here? I was critical of it because the Nolan chase is very at a distance.
Clean. Very
clean. And you know where Batman is, you know where the cops are, you know what's going on. With this, it was you're on the wheel.
Right.
And there's explosions and cars are flipping into other cars. I'm
the car sliding everywhere too, because it's a muscle car.
The panic of that is very cool.
But can we have appreciation of the fact that I'm not gonna lie. I've seen the trailer. That trailer where he's walking and the car's in the background with the flame,
the fire,
and he's just walking. Seeing that in the movie and seeing it in the theater, it still was holy
it's so
shit.
Amazing.
Yes, because you just hear the footsteps.
Yeah,
and
the little spurs or whatever he has, they're so cool because it does announce his presence to everybody.
Yeah, and the fact that he bent down to look at Penguin, he's like, "I got you, bitch."
Penguin was so good.
It was so good, and
Penguin was so good.
No,
too.
Penguin was good.
Just as a villain.
And we were just
so
talking
sleazy.
About we were talking about how Cobblepot. We want Cobblepot the gentleman. We want Penguin the gentleman. This one was the close we could get to Penguin without him being a deformed Danny DeVito, looking like a penguin and so forth. This is the Penguin. This is a Penguin I actually really enjoyed. I looked at this and I was like, I was watching this. I was like, this is my Penguin. This is the Penguin I could actually get behind. And the fact that the transition of power of Falcone getting killed. Now the Penguin is taking over all of Falcone's operations pretty much at that point. He becomes the new kingpin in the underworld where he's already established. Yeah. I thought that was great. And now the fact that we're going to get HBO series, and I'm hoping that it's somewhere on the level of Peacemaker. I think it was just
we're getting 2 HBO series, right? Yep. We're getting a Penguin series and then a Gotham PD series that follows Gordon.
I know we got Gotham PD.
Yeah. So
I thought they canceled that one. I thought they
I think they were actually going to add to it. They were supposed to add more of a haunted feel.
I saw something about all that. Yeah, I just see something about it being haunted, but I didn't know if it was. I didn't read too much into it because I just
have to read into that.
Yeah, because I didn't know if it was supernatural or was it kind of how this movie was more of a horror movie.
Yeah.
All right, boys. I know we got to move on. We're running late, but I got to ask one more thing: is how do we feel about Andy Serkis? Do you think he could pull off the "What do we fall"? He pull it off the next movie? What do we fall? Us, Bruce. He's a. If if you guys like that, Alfred, read the Batman Earth One comic books. That's where he comes from. He's more of a bodyguard to the Wayne family than a butler. He was more of a.
And also, when he says special ops, I can see the character Andy Serkis being an ex special ops, person, because he just physically he looks the part.
Yeah.
And just the way that he explains, like, he trained you to this and that and that, and like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? So I liked it. I really liked it.
Yeah, I think Andy Serkis did a great job. I wish we had seen more of him, honestly. I felt like the movie was a little bit lacking with him, just to establish that more of that relationship with him and Bruce a little bit more. Because he did.
We'll get there.
No, we'll get there. But he felt like, and I could definitely see this happening, him being what brings back Bruce. Like he is kind of the stopgap for Bruce, where he's bringing him back to, like, he's going too far. Like, I'm going to bring you back and, let you not go to the dark side. I did like the fact that he had they really explained more of the history of Alfred with the family. I feel like in other Batman movies, it's just Alfred is there. Alfred's just
they just gloss over the
but this one was like, hey, I was with your father doing, like, he was doing dirty shit, and
he's in on the like the dirt, and he's in on the corruption and the political aspect of what the Wayne, like Thomas Wayne was doing, also from Earth One, is that dirty stuff that happens in politics. Alfred is the conduit of all that to like, so Thomas Wayne doesn't get his hands dirty,
right? So, and I like that a lot. And the fact that was a revelation in the movie. I just wish, and the thing is, this is the first Batman movie. It's kind of like you have to go out to impress. There's certain things you can't expand on only because of it's a movie form. But I would love to see, to be honest with you, like an Alfred type series, or
it's happening.
They do have one.
Well, no,
but not what you want.
Not what I want. That's what I'm saying. I want an Alfred series of more. I don't want to say Alfred series. I just wish they would have expanded a little bit more of
maybe they will in the next ones.
In the next ones, and that's the thing. It sucks when you get a good Batman film like this. Like, you want more, and this is the story that makes me want more. I want to know more about this universe,
but I like it like that. I like it the way that you build it together, because I enjoy movies that don't hold your hand and have to explain everything. It's up to you to figure out what's happening or what the background, or it's mysterious. I don't like it when they over explain everything neatly so that you know the scope of everything.
No, I don't. See, that's the thing. I don't want them to explain everything. I just want them to. I just like to see, because it's so good. I want to see more of it. But there has to be a balance for sure. I don't want. I don't want them to be like, well, Alfred was in the Congo as special forces, and he killed 3 people. This person's name. No, I don't want to do all that. But
he has a daughter from London.
Yeah, but daughter from London. She goes to Oxford.
That has no accent.
Yeah, no accent.
I also like too that they had like staff. Well, one extra person, but basically they had staff
I was
in the mansion.
First time I've ever seen a staff.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Hold on here.
What?
Anyone else was like, that's Aunt Harriet?
No.
You guys know Aunt Harriet?
No.
From Family
Guy? From the Adam West Batman. It was Alfred, Batman, and Aunt Harriet. She was the only other one in the. I was like, God damn, he got an Aunt Harriet in there. If she brought out dinner, I would have been like, man, they got Aunt Harriet in here too.
Alfred brings up.
I don't think if it's her. But I thought it was real. Like, that's where my mind immediately went to. Oh shit, Aunt Harriet's in here.
Didn't they have the Shakespeare bust?
No, I wish they do show that.
I thought they'd had like a bust.
I'm sure there might be something, but I didn't see it if there is.
That's the thing about this movie. I need to see it again. I feel like if I watch it again, I would give it a higher rating.
Pick up more things,
Yeah. Because I enjoy it. Like I said, I went in there kind of sleepy. I'm not gonna lie. I had a few beers by the time I got into there. Some parts I did I'm not gonna lie, I kind of dozed off just because there's a lot of detective stuff. It wasn't like action.
It is a slow burn.
It's slow, yeah. So, but I watched 99. I watched 99% of it.
Well, yet you still got more out of it than the Underground.
Yeah,
so.
I sure did.
How so?
Yeah.
How
you were
so?
more
That's
perceptive
possible.
than.
How so?
I love everything. I love everything.
No, there's things.
There's
There's things I didn't like. There are things I didn't like.
All right, let's put it out there. Let's assign our scores here.
Before the scores.
Sure.
What did you guys? I don't know if you guys talked about this. What did you guys think of the Batman outfit? The outfit itself.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved
it too. I just wish because of
Shut the
Batfleck,
hell up.
I wish we saw more gray outfits.
Yeah,
I'm kind of getting tired of black
up
outfits.
Until I agree with you. Up until like before the Batfleck came out, I wanted the gray outfit. And when they announced it and they showed it, and I was like, "This is perfect. This is what I want." And I think he scratched the itch for me. But this suit leans into the nature of this Batman, the tactical, even more than the Nolan. The Nolan Batman is more like smooth and prototypey.
It's like a SWAT type.
Yes, this Batman is more like he's really assembled this like collection of things from around the place. You know what I mean? It's not a Wayne Tech Enterprises designed outfit from top to bottom.
It's very like
this and this and this and this.
Together.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I enjoy it. I just wish we had more gray outfits. Just to at least
I do too. I'm right there with you.
I just wish they stopped shooting him in his chest. Like he had at one point like cargo pants on. Like shoot him in the damn leg, man. Like because at one point he did have brown pants, right? At one point. Was it or was it just from the gunfire? It looked like brown to me.
No, he had black.
Remember the hallway? That's probably from the gunfire.
Remember in the hallway?
That was gunfire.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But
it's probably the orange lighting there.
Yeah, remember the hallway scene where they're shooting him in the chest? I was like,
that was so cool.
And then probably one of the talking about the suit.
That was done all.
Talking about the suit, the scene where he removes the bat symbol.
Yes, the blade.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's so
cool.
Yeah, I was wondering about it. I'm like, no one's gonna be like excited about that. I'm like, that was,
Oh, we were excited.
That was so cool.
There was a reaction in the theater when he did that.
When he pulled it off, I'm like, what? It comes off.
Like, it makes so much sense too.
It does. It was
absolutely very cool.
Everything in his suit is functional.
Yeah,
which is the cool part. Everything is functional.
But he's not the first one to do it, guys. He's not the first one to do it. Only real fans know. Superman 2 ripped off his cellophane S and threw it at
turned it into a giant cellophane.
Yes,
S.
I know that part. Yes. For those who don't know, the symbol, Batman symbol on his chest, is the gun that killed his parents.
That is not confirmed or true. It was a theory.
From my understanding, it was confirmed. I mean, you see parts of the gun in there. So
who confirmed
it? I don't know by who confirmed it.
That was a early theory from IGN, but it was not a.
That either on the ground. IGN confirmed that.
Okay.
Can you cite your sources? Confirmed?
I can't go on a computer right now. Look.
Okay. At some point, could you confirm your cite your sources?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
At some point, yes.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into our.
Let's look because we're.
We
haven't
talked about.
I'll go ahead and lead it off here. I'm gonna give it 9 vengeful blurries. Rain-soaked, disgusting, and dirty vengeful blurries.
Okay.
All right.
Out of 10.
All right, go ahead.
Nice.
I'll go, since I'm the center of this.
You're dissenting for sure.
I'm gonna go last.
Yeah,
Let's go next.
That's fine. I'll give it 10 blurries.
Oh,
even though it had a lot of nitpicks for me,
mm-hmm.
it's not a perfect movie. Anytime I give ratings is based on my enjoyment.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed this movie, so I'm giving it 10 blurries. It was new. It was something we haven't seen before, which was Detective Batman. The fact that he's very reliant on gadgets I hadn't seen in a while. The way that they portrayed him, everything, just very, very good. So 10.
10
All right.
At Underground.
I will give this a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow, I'm actually surprised.
Like I said, there are some things I didn't like. So
yeah, it's not perfect by any means.
No, it's not. But 9.5.
Okay.
All right, bring us down to earth here.
Okay, yeah. You guys think my score?
4 blurries. My God.
4. Green Turn.
8. I think is probably gonna be yours.
All right. Ed, what do you think?
7.
Okay.
I would say 8.5.
This is not Wheel of Fortune or whatever. Not Wheel of Fortune.
Closest without going over.
Right.
It's close without going over.
Okay. I would say if I had to think about it, because I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm really still broken. Not broken. I'm still undecided about this movie. I really want to watch it again. Because like I said, I was a little tired. I enjoyed what I watched, but there are some things like I said, the last.
Get to the score.
I would give it 7.5.
Ooh.
All right.
We were kind of close.
Yeah, you guys were close.
Who's closest without going over? Who said 8?
Green Turner.
And
I said
without
7.
without going over.
I went over.
I said 7.
So it would have been
To be honest, I would give it 8. That's honestly, I would give it 8. It's a good movie.
Nice correction. Nice. Can't let it get it.
Good
I
win. That's right. That's all that
out of spite. A score out of spite.
Just give it a W.
It's all about the spite score.
Yeah, to be fair, I would give it an 8 because I'm not gonna give it a half score. It was a solid movie. I did enjoy myself. The things that the things I didn't like about it, I feel like if I watch it again,
to see how that changes for you.
Yeah, I want to watch it again. Once it comes out, I'm definitely gonna watch that again.
But that's just normal. Things change. Same thing like the Dark Knight Returns, right? No, Dark Knight. The one with Ledger.
Yeah.
When I saw it, if you had asked me years ago when it was kind of new and fresh, it was an amazing movie. The second time that we watched it, it dropped down in quality for me. So that could very well happen with this movie.
And then Ed Underground currently is not doing any impressions of the characters, so that has a real big benefit.
Yeah, because I don't feel that.
Actually, it's a 10. It's a 10.
Thank God, too. Thank God.
Out of all the Batman movies, the Joker, Heath Ledger as the Joker, was the one that revolutionized, in my mind, a Batman character.
You always have to use such grandiose words and like praises for movies. Do you have no original?
What's the one word that Darkseid uses?
Yeah, but he doesn't use it
coincidentally or whatever.
Yeah, coincidentally. I think that was an Aztec god.
Yeah, coincidentally.
Quintessential.
Wow, you just pulled out your ass.
Sure did.
Yeah. But can we be fair?
Coincidentally.
Can we be fair though about this movie? Is that like I think what I said before that every era of Batman you had to bunch them up by eras, and the era for this Batman, if you compare it to Batfleck in the Batfleck era. I mean, this is a banger. This is gonna beat it for sure. Even though Batfleck is one of my favorite Batmans for sure.
Batfleck. Still my favorite Batman. Even after all this,
I would still say
Batfleck is still my favorite Batman.
Batfleck will be the top. But this one, this is not to shame Robert Pattinson at all. He did a very, very good job. And he was under tremendous stress. I know he was under tremendous stress with a lot of people hating on him. Now, the people who think that he was going to be a sparkly Batman and making Twilight jokes, like
they're dumbasses.
Like, you're dumbasses because like it's 2000. You're talking about back from 2005.
I've never said that. Never said that.
Yes, you did.
I never said
because we used to make jokes about it. We made jokes about it.
This film was also a lot of it. This was shot in the height of COVID, by the way.
Yes, absolutely. And he had
in the
COVID.
height of COVID, and the production was slowed and shut down, and he was notoriously difficult on the set apparently with a little demanding about certain things. There was all these stories that came out that made you go like, "Oh man, this movie's gonna suck" or something. But whatever the end result is speaks for itself. But I think it's impressive that this movie, a lot of it was shot at a distance, or a lot of it was shot with heavy COVID height restrictions. Like this movie was not easy to shoot or make, and you can't tell because it's that good.
It's just it's a good movie, and the cinematography is great. One thing before we jump off into the Mask of the Phantasm, the one thing that I thought was super cool was when Batman escaped from the
police.
The police station. That was so cool.
He turned his cape into a suit.
Yeah, the wingsuit.
The wings, and he got fucked up.
I
love that because he ate shit.
He just god, it was so
He also gets shot like point blank several times. Takes blows to the head.
The
shotgun. Yeah. I love that stuff.
The adrenaline, like the shotgun blast, fucked him up so much he couldn't move.
This Batman. And we mentioned it when we walked out of the theater that this is the most you ever see Batman getting knocked out, unconscious, being pulled from like a bomb blast or something. Yes, careless,
bomb blast,
reckless.
The bomb blast. He was basically at ground zero of that bomb blast.
Yeah.
And knocked him out. And the thing is that
and whatever Kevlar is wearing probably saved his life.
Yeah, absolutely saved his life. I don't know.
And somehow it also protected his fully exposed mouth.
Yeah, that's why I understand
from burns.
Ed Underground also brought this up. I contest that he had enough time to turn his head.
Oh, come on.
But
that's the first thing you would do.
But you saw him. He actually didn't turn his face. He took the blast.
Maybe at the initial blast. I don't know.
But in either case, I mean,
it's magic.
I loved that this Batman got the shit beat out of him.
Yes,
because this is, if you're going to talk about
the fact that he needed adrenaline.
Yeah.
The fact that he had to take out adrenaline and hit himself with it is a cool idea.
This is this is year 2 Batman. This is a Batman that is not seasoned. Like we saw Batman Begins. Batman Begins. This Batman is pretty much a freaking ninja at that point. This Batman is like this. Yeah, this Batman right here. He's like he's getting his ass whooped like nonstop. And then when he has to face somebody who is more clever than him, with the bomb, with the bomb blast and so forth, he ate a bomb blast to the face. I mean, we've never really seen a Batman we've seen that. Yeah, we have seen that. There have been Batmans who've gotten like fire put on them and so forth, but this felt real.
Ice gun.
Your favorite. What's his name?
Kilmer. He took
with Two-Face. Kilmer, where he had the one bun that turned his cape into like the fire.
Oh yeah, into like some kind of fire repellent.
Thing,
and I think, and even then, he had to like have oxygen. Didn't he have to have oxygen in that? Because
Batman doesn't need oxygen.
Ran out.
Yeah, but the thing is this was cool, and that scene that was awesome because I didn't expect it because we see it in the trailer where he just zooms through Gotham. And you don't see what happens, and you see what happens. Like, you zoom pretty quick, and he ate shit. I was like,
I love that he deploys the parachute too. I love that there's no clean he's really
he can't land because it's all
no.
New. I mean, it's such a
he never. And he was even.
It's
scared.
all new, and it's clearly like he's like as soon as he leaps off that he's like. He's doing stuff before he's thinking about it. He's like impulsive. He's trying to get the hell out of there, and they showed that very well.
And the fact that he was scared of heights, because every time Batman is always known to be on rooftops and swinging around. This Batman actually got scared when he got to the edge.
Like,
he's like, and he.
I don't know if I don't think it's a fear of heights. I think it's a fear of like, am I really doing this?
No. I don't. It wasn't a fear of heights, but the fear of
of having to jump to base jump.
Because they're right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of thing. It was very good. Very
really
tense.
Good. I love that. That was one of those perfect tension scenes where it was fun at the beginning because he punched Gordon in the face when he wasn't expecting it. My theater, they laughed about that, and I thought that was hilarious. And then to a more serious thing where he gets jacked up, and
best Batman ever for live action Batman for using the grappling gun.
Yes.
Only Michael Keaton comes close as a second for using the gap, like coming close to the animated series.
Yeah, because I don't think Bale really didn't use well, he did.
He used it.
Not to the extent
like this.
And not to the extent Keaton did, which I love too.
Like Keaton used it more traditional. He used it in the more traditional sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so while we're talking about Batman, last thing that we said we're going to do
we'll make it quick here.
Yeah, make it quick.
Yeah, let's make it quick,
To wrap up Batman History
History Month
was watching one of the best animated films. I still think is number one animated films of all the Batman films that I've seen, which was Mask of the Phantasm.
Mask of the Phantasm.
I'll kick it off. Sure. I mean, you can make a wrong opinion. Sure. This is old school Batman, animated Batman at its peak. This is, I think, the best of the best when it comes to that era of animated films. This felt like a true. I want to say it felt like a comic book come to life. To be honest, it felt
very authentic.
Yeah, very authentic to it.
Very authentic.
And it is, I don't know. I didn't check the background behind it. I'm assuming it was the same studio that made the animated film or the animated series. They made the movie, but
Bruce Timm co-directed it.
Okay, then
So a lot of the animation was partially farmed out too, so it wasn't entirely done, but it looked very much similar to the animated series. But there's a lot of I picked up a lot of animation on his facial expressions that Batman had and musculature. Yeah, there's a lot more obviously detail. Time and detail they could pour into the certain anatomy and movement and stuff that I really appreciated.
Definitely good. It was really good.
Best thing about this movie?
What's that?
1 hour, 16 minutes, baby. It is a tight, perfect package.
Yep. And it added,
beautiful.
And it added
no filler.
Joker. Yeah, no filler. You got the Joker in there. Gave the Joker a nice little story or a little beginner story a little bit.
Yeah, like a little, exactly.
Little origin, I guess.
Origin.
Yeah. Very minor origin.
And the perfect origin without revealing name, this is the perfect recipe.
Exactly.
Even Bruce Timm knows how to do it. You don't need to get into detail of who he is.
They didn't have to get into detail.
Beautiful.
We didn't get a name. It just showed the Joker like, oh, this is the Joker before the Joker. And now, holy shit, Batman was like, or Bruce was like, just got the marker. And how he figured out those Joker, that blows my mind, because that was some really quick deductive
facial structure.
But he just,
he's seen the Joker so many times. I think he was able to pick up on the.
They also needed it so that kids in the audience could be like, "Oh, what a detective!"
All I need is a crayon.
I'll admit, I have in my, when I was a kid, I probably was like, "Oh, Batman's the greatest detective in the world."
Yeah, everybody thought that. But yeah, it was a great film, and it was enjoyable to watch for sure.
Alfred's a cock block though. What the fuck, man?
Wow.
He's constantly.
No.
Well, actually, no.
He came out with the lemonade. Saw him
twice.
He walks away. He's like, my bad. Like he's about to get some.
Actually, okay, all right. Alfred, the greatest wingman in the world.
Greatest wingman in the world. Well, he didn't actually. He didn't really wingman. He just didn't.
No, he let it happen. He's like he could have Master Bruced it, but a little bit, but he didn't.
He did try, and he was
like Master Bruce. Having sex on the lawn is highly inappropriate. No, he's like, nah, I'll go back in with the lemonade. I was like, well, good on you, good on you,
Master Bruce. You want, do you want to get with her? I can make sheets right now.
Master Bruce, your parents' grave is right there. You really want to do that?
Do you really want to be the Batman? Nope. Or do you want to get with her? It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
So what you guys think of the movie overall?
Appreciate this more as an adult than a kid. I just thought when I was a kid, this is a great movie. Like, oh my goodness, that one girl's phantasm. Like, but as an adult, it's so detailed. It's so well written. I appreciate well written. Yeah.
It's well written.
For its time too, it's well written.
Yeah. It was fast to the point. Yeah. It was fast to the point.
Except for its time.
It moved the storyline. It moved the storyline. It made sense.
Everything, yeah.
It's good writers, good people. Bruce Timm knows how to tell a story. Well, they did a great job adapting that early struggle for Batman trying to figure out who he is. Again, another origin-esque story for him, but I love the development of him becoming Batman. There's a scene where he puts on the costume for the first time, and Alfred's just like scared by it, like horrified by it.
I thought that was corny. That scene was corny.
It was corny, but like the idea of what it is, take it out of the context of the cartoon we're looking at.
Yeah.
A man, like the limit that he has gone to at this point to inspire fear. I get it's cartoon and it's corny, but like I
did like that they showed his first like costume attempt where it was just basically the ski mask. And I was like, oh, that is so cool because you're watching him figure everything out.
And I love the that he asked the question like, they're not afraid of me.
Yeah.
How do I make them afraid of me?
I want to make them afraid.
And that's that reaction that Alfred has, like that. That's the reaction he wants. Yeah. So I thought that was cool. Something cool.
No, I thought that was kind of cool. And to be fair, I think we watched this with nostalgia glasses back in the day.
Oh yeah, big time.
But I think when you look at it now, is it kind of corny? Yes, because we've had so many iterations of Alfred, and is that the coolest thing that Alfred's ever done? No, but back in the day, it was kind of cool because
it was amazing.
It was amazing. Like, holy shit! Like, this is a scary guy. All right,
Phantasm was kind of scary too for. Like if you're a kid, I think I remember being like kind of like creeped out about like the voice, the nature of the phantasm. I think was pretty effective.
Well, certain things smoke and everything. Yeah, certain things didn't make sense though. Like the smoke didn't. The smoke didn't make sense. And then when they would shoot her and like throw things at her, it just went through her.
Went into her like
it didn't make sense.
There was some gimmick we're not seeing, like some Mysterio. Clearly, she has some kind of training or technology, but they didn't bother with any of that. It's kind of the benefit of the story. But
they hinted at her training where she took him down with like a judo toss.
Yeah, you're right.
You know that she was trained.
And that's early in the movie. That's very good. Yeah,
I saw that. But the one thing that I hated about that part was that she took him down. He took her down, and they started making out. I'm like, where? That's only happens.
Hated that?
Again,
that only happens.
And then Alfred took him bump down.
Yeah, he did. But that only happens in '90s cartoons because in real life,
you gotta
assault.
Assaults. Yeah.
She was about to get hot Cosby.
Oh,
and that's our cue.
Yeah, that's the cue. Okay. What would you rank this?
10 blurs, 10 nostalgic drip blurs for me. It just does it for me.
I think I'm on a positive movie mood today because 10 blurs for me as well.
Wow, that's a record for Grin Shooter.
Yeah. I would say 10 as well. Nostalgia blurs. You just can't.
A lot of fans.
Even with the nostalgia glasses off, it was good, solid movie.
Even with nostalgia glasses off, I would give it 8, 9. It was still good. And this is, like I said, it's the best animated film I think that has came out with Batman.
Yeah,
I would say an 8.
Okay.
My favorite of all time, animated wise, is what?
So the cartoon didn't have enough sex in it.
Oh my god!
One in a
hard R on that. Yeah.
My favorite animated Batman right now is still Red Hood.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think it's that great. I might have to rewatch it, but
I've watched it. It's good, but it's nowhere near as good.
Not as good as Master of the Phantasm. But hey, we all have our different opinions.
Well, boys, it's
really quick.
It's go ahead.
Really quick. Something that we want to talk about. We mentioned it before, and I mentioned that I want to talk about this. Was the IMDb ranking of every Batman movie. Okay, so I'm just gonna say it real quick, and then we can give our quick thoughts about it and how dumb IMDb is, and then go from there. All right. So 1, The Dark Knight, they gave it 9.1. 2, The Dark Knight Rises with an 8.4. Batman Begins, 8.3. Yeah. They give Batman 7.5. The Lego Batman movie 7.3.
It's ridiculous.
Batman Returns 7.1. Batman v Superman 6.5. Batman The Killing Joke 6.4. Batman Forever 5.4, and Batman and Robin at 3.7. This is the top 10. Now, what irritates me about this thing, and I think the one thing I hate about this whole list is the fact they put The Killing Joke as number 8 on the list at 6.4.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's insane.
That's insane. I don't think The Killing Joke deserves to be on the top 10 list. I don't.
We all know why. We've all seen the animated Killing Joke, right? It butchered that story.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would say it could be in the top 10. It could be in the top 10. But the thing is, if you're going to introduce like the Killing Joke, why isn't Mask of the Phantasm put into here? I feel like Mask of the Phantasm would do much better.
Mask of the Phantasm is a much better movie.
Much better.
But what is this? This is IMDb ranking. This is based on the score. So is the score for IMDb generated from users, or how is it generated?
I have no idea.
I think it's user generated.
And if it is, that's fine.
It's not Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's just, because like Shawshank Redemption is like supposedly it's a great film, but it's like the best film ever
all time.
20 years running on IMDb.
But the thing that I have a problem with this is that this list, and I even checked, I think I did check with IMDb, you could not find the Mask of the Phantasm in their ranking. I don't think they actually ranked that movie. Let me check.
I think it's user driven. So it's like, I think it has a rank.
Let me see. Mask of the Phantasm has a 7.8.
Yeah. There you go.
So 7.8 out of 10. So the thing is, if that was true, then Mask of the Phantasm is rated number 4 over.
Creamcast, do me a favor. You're on IMDb. Look up their top 100 and look at it. It's user troll generated because they've trolled up titles and it's been an issue.
Top 200. I'll do top. There's only 2. Yep.
Just look at the top. There's like troll entry.
Is 9.2 number 1.
Yeah.
Godfather 9.2. Dark Knight is number 3 at 9.0. Yep. Godfather Part 2 9.0. All these are like 9 to 10. 12 Angry Men, Green Tuner's favorite movie, Schindler's List, Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, Pulp Fiction, Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, and lastly for 10, The Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
It's a solid list, but I think it's user review driven on the IMDb user.
I think if you're going to make that list of the top 10 Batmans or whatever, you got to put in all the other animated series movies in there too. You can't just have 3 on there. And you put the Lego Batman in there too. Like if you're going to put
blame
those
the fans.
in there,
blame the fans.
I don't know how they came
IMDb just compiled what the users put together.
Yeah, I don't know how they came up with that list with the
I don't either.
The IMDb rating. This is based on votes.
It's votes.
48. So for the Mask of the Phantasm, 48,471 users gave a weighted average of 7.8 out of 10. It's just crazy that's they didn't include that. That's what I have a problem with the list. Like, how are you gonna make a list with, and I don't know, to be fair, if IMDb didn't actually make this list. So to be fair, I don't think they did. I think somebody else compiled all the Batman movies and then they somehow skipped that. But this is a dumb list because, once again, how do you not have Master of the Phantasm up here?
Yep.
What was Master of the Phantasm's number?
7.8. So that would put it at
7.8. And where would that fall on the list?
Number 4.
Oh, so it's not an accurate list then.
No, it's not an accurate list because.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I don't know where that list came from.
Well, the source. It's not fair because if you're putting,
or maybe IMDb is to blame here.
No.
Yeah, whoever put that list
is an editor at IMDb who put his opinion out there. It's not by rank. I thought it was by rank. That's the only way I can explain that.
No, this is supposed to be an IMDb list of the top 10 based on rank. But the person who compiled this list, so the person, let's see who actually got who. Oh, guess who posted the list? Guess who posted the list? The Ed Underground. So
yeah,
of course,
I posted a list.
He posted faulty lists, but the list is from.
I posted a list because I didn't like it.
DC on Fandom Wire.
Yep.
So it's another group that made an IMDb list. So it might not have been IMDb themselves, but yeah, this is a horrible list, and whoever did that,
I believe I said that I would be embarrassed to repost that.
You said it was absolutely garbage.
Oh come on, you guys post things all the time.
I don't like. There's many.
Not like that.
Yes,
I posted because I didn't like it.
Well, it's funny because you didn't say anything about it. Only people that
you just kind of put it out there.
Yeah,
you're now saying that you don't like it.
Yeah,
there are some things that I post that I don't say anything about because I want to save it for the podcast. So,
well, the funny thing is that you didn't say anything. Only people that said something was me and Darkseid. You, on the other hand, just
who doesn't like the list.
Okay, well, I feel like
all right, whatever.
Yeah, I think you're just trying to go with the popular kids in school.
Yeah, it's just trying to save face at this point.
Yeah, this is weird. But anyhow, okay, I just wanted to add that in. We're running super long. And
it's a long one.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right.
And Cascade said canceled. I don't know who he's saying canceled. I think he's saying.
Oh, someone said something, and so yeah.
Oh, okay, maybe he's just saying
something earlier.
Ed Underground's canceled.
That's probably Green Tuner for the
me. I've never said anything controversial.
Yeah, it's true. All right, Ed Underground, get us out of here.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 39 of the Blrd podcast. As always, you can find us on all major platforms and talk with us live at twitch.tv/Blrd podcast. Blur you later.
You're what? Send them to the Blrd podcast.
The Blrd.
Don't follow the Blrd podcast. They're terrible.
BLRD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stop trying to promote other.
Blur you later, everyone.
All right.
Yeah, blur you later.
Boom.
Yeah. Blur you later.